And hello, everyone. Happy Saturday. It's us, Hard Knock Dice. My name is Jonesy, your Dungeon Master of the evening.
Woo!
And these beautiful people around me are your heroes for the evening and my best friends. Thanks so much for the new follow. Oh, for the resub. OMG, it's TNT. Welcome back. Awesome. That's a dope way to kick off the stream. Thank you so much. I don't know if I finished what I was saying, but these beautiful people around me are your heroes for the evening and my best friends. Today, we're going to continue across Eberron, but before we do, as always, if I can get an exclamation mark charity in the chat, we're raising money for Extra Life. With Extra Life for the Children's Healthcare of Atlanta specifically. So go open your hearts and wallets to a great cause. Do something awesome while I struggle with my headphone cord. But yeah, go do some good stuff IRL. Go be a hero like these guys are in game. You can do the same thing IRL. Go click on that link. Secondly, happy Pride Month, folks. Awesome. Yeah. One little woo. Happy Pride Month, everybody.
Yeah.
So, any other announcements? We did have a birthday over the past week. Happy birthday, Cody. Happy birthday to our very own Milo Otto.
He's old.
He's old.
He's old.
I am 22.
Lies. Add
years.
10 to that.
Yeah.
22 again.
By and far the oldest person in this Skype call. Easily.
Yep.
That is objectively incorrect.
We love that.
All right, you gotta. There you go. OMG says you're believably 22. There you go. All right. Well, happy birthday.
That's how you become my favorite person real fast.
As is tradition, you get your birthday 20 reset, having used it last session. Please remember that you have your birthday 20. Track it on your character sheet, if you will.
I did. I added it to my combat tracker.
Because if you ask me, I'm probably gonna just say, yeah, you probably have it. That's just the way it's gonna go. Anyways.
Interesting.
Don't do that. Don't do that to my already fragile brain. All right, folks. Any other announcements? Anything good? Wonderful. All right. In that case, last we left off, the heroes of Aether, the Shining Vanguard, our heroes that sit in front of you today, made it to Korth to be celebrated for their heroic deeds in Aether. The King of Karnath, King Caius III, has invited them here personally to celebrate them and the rest of the heroes of Aether. After the celebration, we have learned some things about Ganduin. That one, King Caius III, is no king at all. Instead, he is a fraud. When we look now at Ganduin's lineage, some information given to him by friends or foes or fiends, we're not exactly sure what they are, but information given to him was verified. He truly is in the bloodline of Galifar. We now cut to a moment here where they are telling or attempting to gather allies in the city of Korth to call them to Ganduin's cause, to depose of the false king. Instead, we now they were arrested for such treasonous acts. They were freed by some strange entity. Otto and Artyom specifically had a conversation with a red dragonborn who didn't really introduce himself, just that he was there to restore some balance. After allowing the Shining Vanguard to escape, they learned that the entirety of the city of Korth had been frozen in time. They rushed to the balcony of the king to stop the king from giving a speech. As they got there, they started learning things about Queen Etrigani Weirdum, the queen beside King Caius' side for all of these years. And last episode and the episode before that unfolded that several of our Shining Vanguard members here had been compromised by Queen Etrigani's will. Crowley, Gorham, and Ganduin all seemingly under the influence of some sort of hex or curse. It's Queen Etrigani has been attempting throughout this entirety of the fight to get Gandalwin to do one thing. That it was him who had to kill the poser King Caius. The fraud. Last episode, our wonderful Azur reappeared once more, being sent back just to find his friends, but to find the city instead frozen and his friends in the middle of chaos above. And chaos has been the nature of the beast so far. They've been doing everything that they could have to stop Gandalwin from killing the king, as going off of some words of the supposed Queen Etrigani, that it must be Gandalwin. So, Shining Vanguard, I've kept the entire city of Korth frozen, and I think it is only fair now that I freeze you, as we take a look at what is going on.
What'd that mean?
Silence permeates the city below. Thousands of citizens fill the city square beneath Crown Home without the buzz of excitement and anxiety that would typically accompany such a crowd. Silent, unmoving mannequins. The only sound coming from a sand-filled necklace waning down to its last grains in the top chamber, worn by a red dragonborn whose serious eyes are glued to a battle in the sky above. Azur and Kashik, crossbow and spells firing as they are pushed along in the sky by Mazurth the Drake. Gorum atop Crowley's twisted, flying form, eyes locked onto Artyom with hammer in hand. Artyom's Quetzal eyes determined, knowing that in order to protect his friend, he may have to kill him. Otto, out-accelerating the pull of Eberron's gravity, his arm driven into the king's chest, the ground below his destination. The creature, masquerading as a queen, green lightning tracing her fingers' tips as she lashes out at the shining warforge. Gandalwin, striking down with an impossibly sharp wooden stake towards the king's throat. Was it ever meant for the vampire? It must be Gandalwin. The sound of his friend's voice echoing in a dark part of his mind hidden away from him. The wooden stake plunges down towards the exposed neck of the king, are seen, now filled with the stake and the king's stubble as hairs are split and shaven away. The top layer of skin grabbed, a small pool of blood the size of a copper piece welling up to the tip of the wooden stake. It must be Gandalwin. But it will not be. As Otto's form collides with the king, shoulder into the collision, nearly killing the king himself outright, plummeting 200 feet straight to the ground, exploding into the dirt and rubble and the town below. Otto, you take 79 points of falling damage, as too does King Caius III. Gandalwin, you take 79 points of falling damage as you fall to the ground below. Everyone else that is falling, you all take 79 points of falling damage. The rest of you locked in your forms that are able to fly, not falling.
Am I good? I'm being pushed by the...
You're good.
Okay, good. Just making sure.
A rubble cloud is frozen in the air as the impact below. A crater. Otto. Warning signs flood your HUD about various things that have gone wrong because of this impact.
Imagine so.
I would like you to please tell me something that has crippled you here now.
Something that has crippled me here now.
Correct. with this impact onto the ground.
Otto, in the last ditch effort to try and save everything, but also to save Gandalin, redistributed every ounce of magical power in his engine to his jets. His shields down, structural stabilizers down, just everything. Fire blasting outward with a thunderous roar. He slams down, and without that additional protection, just minute shatterings all through his chassis, through his frame. The humanoid-esque skeleton on which all of his magical machinery is built upon, now filled with microfractures, seals ruptured, connections disrupted.
Gently landing on her feet, gently touching the ground beside you. Queen Etragani Weirdum slowly hits the ground, looks at the shattered, absolutely shattered frame of Otto the Warforged, and the obliterated form of King Caius III. Pity. He turns, and just a few feet away, lying on the ground, Gandalin. She locks eyes with you and slowly starts walking towards you. Walking up to you, the rest of you racing by, Crowley and Gorham still under the effect, will interpose themselves in between Artyom and Azur and Kaushik from trying to get down to this scene any faster than they could. Slow footsteps towards you, Gandalin. A disappointment, just like your father. Incompetent and weak. Still under the effect of the modified memory that Sora Katra hit you with days ago. These words cut deep. They hurt. Why would she say such things? You tried your hardest. But she's right. A failure. She walks towards you. Do you have any words for her? Because now's the chance to say them.
I'm still actively trying to lever himself up off the ground, just kind of mouthful of blood. It can still be done. He is dead. It can still be fixed. It can be made right.
Stop your groveling, you pathetic worm. Her voice fully changed now into something disgusting. Disgusted. She continues to step towards you. She takes her long pinky nail and drags it from the top of her forehead down her face. No blood as she does, but you see skin split. A wet sloughing sound as the skin of Queen Etragani falls off of the form, a skin suit of whatever Karnathi girl that she got it from. While it isn't horrible sight that you see underneath it is the sight that Sora Katra wishes you to see: a beautiful humanoid being. Beautiful dark hair braided down her back, vibrant green eyes, a lithe form. Steps from the skin suit towards you. Kneels down, fiery green eyes looking at you. The things that I could do to kill you. She grabs you by the chin and the side of the head as she does, impossible strength coming from within. Stretching your neck up and back, and you feel your bones just grinding in ways they're not supposed to. The ways you could die at my hand, the ways, the time you could suffer. And she lets go. That would be too easy for you. Green starts to overtake the entirety of her eyes. Black lines trace back from her fingernails like growing tattoos up her arms, looking like black briars stretching into her forearms and above as she grabs either side of your head. Like day turns to night, you will know love's true plight. Summer's ending and winters begin, a seed already sown within. Cursed everlong like your father before, the blood of Galifar protects no more. The son of a son, a story with no need for Arthur, destined by fate to pay for the sins of his father. She stands, and in green mist, and the smell of a dire marsh, she is no longer there. Shining Vanguard is back in your hands. What would you like to do?
I take it that Otto did not perceive any of that exchange.
Otto, I think, and you can tell me if you think it'd be off base here, but I think Otto is probably dealing with a bunch of warning signals on his HUD right now, and trying to re-scramble how your extremities work right now, if they're functional at all.
Gotcha. Yeah, I assumed such, but I didn't know if they were like right next to me or what. So, I'm assuming that everything on my person took the same 79 damage. So both the cannon and the familiar are probably rubble right now.
I will let you logic that how you will. Your cannon and your familiar taking that damage it will be your call. How about that?
He was going for 100%, so I'm going to say probably yes.
You threw your entire being into it. The short, like, young trust that you have into your Uncle Artyom, it had to be Gandwin, but it couldn't be.
So stumbling. Oh, go ahead.
No, go.
Stumbling to his feet, he's going to be trying to make his way over to Gandalin and check his condition.
We'll cut back to the sky momentarily. Gorham atop Crowley's form. The moment. And before too long, Artyom is sitting there. Azur and Koshik at this point have moved up beside Artyom's flank. There's enough insight here amongst this party to realize, maybe not among Crowley in his twisted flying form, but definitely in Gorham, a sense of confusion and then disappointment. as he takes his hammer and throws it onto his back. I'm sorry.
Very little intelligence.
Yep. He looks down through the snow, still frozen at this point, flying through the air.
Yeah, I'll probably believe that my messages or my things were protect the golden guy, and I think
I'll tell you
attack
last words because I
Ian.
watched them several times.
Yeah.
They were, you had 2 directives to yourself
Yeah.
before you polymorphed. Kill the golden guy. Kill Gandalf if you had to.
Okay, cool. I will beeline for the golden guy, as Animal Brain says go.
You land. Animals know the dead. Whales push around their dead young. So they know animals know mourning. They know what that is. They know what death is. The king is very much so. And your friend beside him is very close to it.
Yeah, that being said, I'll probably do the awkward big bird waddle over to the 2 of them, Otto and Gandalf, and revert back to a Kalashtar.
When you arrive, oh, go ahead. Sorry.
Yeah, as you're walking up, you're actually stopped. Bit of a hand on your shoulder, clawed hand. You look to your right, you see a red clawed hand on your shoulder, connected to a red dragonborn.
Was decent enough.
Doesn't look at you, and his smile has disappeared from when he has released you from the prison. Balance has been restored, yes. And you have made your hard decision. Unfortunately, I don't think that you'll know the consequences for some time. Everything will be as it will be. Take care of the milk. And he steps away. Turn back to look at him. He is gone.
Well, that being said, homie's still hurt, so it's about to get real shitty here real quick. I'll go and help the both of them as best I can. But first I need to know if Gandalf's still under any form of mind control.
How do you figure that out?
I'll come over to him and try to help him up.
When
Or are
Otto,
you like negative hit points? Oh, okay.
No, not at all.
Okay.
when
I still got a
Otto
chunk.
when Otto walked over to Gandalf, he would have immediately been attempting to give medical aid. So that is what he will be in the middle of when you get there, probably.
Damn, is the modified memory still in place?
Right now, I don't think RTM nor Auto has a way of telling if it is.
I know. I'm asking for my interaction.
Sure. Check your Facebook messages. No.
Okay. Out of curiosity, I know how it's supposed to work.
Mm-hmm.
I and this is 100% a DM call. Is there anything that could possibly be too big of a departure?
What do you mean?
To feasibly fit events into the narrative.
I think that if those big events are something like that, may be too much of a stretch. If you want to tell me what you think it is, and
that's
then, yeah,
flesh suit.
right. It is very clear to you now that I'm going to say this. All right, instead of all the secrecy or whatever, because I think it's out there. Yes, it is still under effect. The thing is that doesn't affect your modify memory. All it affects is your memories going forward from that point. So all that says to Gandalf is that she used you and you loved her. Or something that could have been that, at least.
Right. At this moment, just stunned. Just like was getting up, that happened, and just fell back on his ass and is just like staring at Caius's corpse.
All right, that's what you kind of walk up on, is Otto trying to tend to the wounds, the physical wounds of Gandalf, and he's just kind of almost catatonic looking over towards Caius.
Is Gandalf bloodied as Otto gives him an examination?
Yes. Yes.
Okay. He will give you a 2nd level cure wounds then.
Okay.
I will call out to Koshik. Koshik! Get over quickly.
You get a 15-point heal.
I'll tell Azur to tell his dragon, down, take us down.
Yeah, you guys are in the process. It's a little bit difficult with coordinating the levitate between Azur and the flight path of Mazurth, trying to like push you two around, but you eventually both make it to the ground. All 3 of you, Crowley, you and Gorham as well, if you wish. The sort of haze that's been over Crowley's mind of protecting the queen is no longer there at the moment. Gorham's just kind of talking to you, like patting your Quetzal's shoulder, pointing his hand down. Down, lad. Come on, down. We got to get down there with him.
I'll go down.
Okay. Do you drop the spell, or are you keeping the spell up?
I'll keep the spell up for now.
Okay. Gorham pops on there with you guys. What?
How's the king looking?
Very dead.
Right, but is he
whole? Yes, he is just very crushed. The new armor has an auto-sized indention into the chest plate of it.
How long has it been since he made a crater?
Revivify?
Yeah.
High or low RTM?
Always high. Oh, I'm like, I don't see anything.
I haven't rolled yet. I want to try to roll it in front of you guys. Uh-oh. They went out of the dice tray. It doesn't count.
It's an 8. Oh, shit. I'll have to use it at a 4th level, but I'm going to try and bring a king back.
You try to bring a king back?
Yep. Try to get over to him, rip whatever armor I can off of him, and try and bring him back.
Using a 300 gold diamond?
Yep.
The diamond disintegrates, removed from your inventory.
Yep.
As you cast Revivify. There are no checks that have been done.
I can try to get him.
I'll let you attempt to reduce the coin flip by 3, like you could, but it'll be you doing it. So
Sure.
tell me what you say and what you do and what skill you're using.
All right. Can I? Could I use survival as a means of convincing him to come back to save his city from certain doom? So he might not be the real king, but he's a king that these people need. And, I mean, like, would that be an appropriate check?
You connect it to survival for me. I don't think you did it with that statement there, but you connect it to survival enough. I'll let you make the check. The less convinced I am by the end of it, the higher the DC is.
Fair enough. Yeah, I guess I'll reach out to him and kind of say, you know your people well. You've been in this role for a long time. You know how scared they can get in a time of crisis, but you are going to be needed to keep them safe. You're going to need to corral them in crisis. Everyone's going to have to pull together, and you're the only one that I know that can make sure that happens. Legitimate king or not, you have to be a king. You have to keep these people safe. You have to make sure they can be where they need to be when things get rough.
Okay. Hold the check.
Damn. I'm staring at this going on. Is it? It's reasonable to assume that I know what a revivify starts to look like, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Anything else, Gandalin, before he tells me the check?
I'm not going to interfere. I want to participate.
Okay.
This is a chance to maybe fix what I just fucked.
Sure. You stand
But
up.
yeah.
You stand on a leg that is not healed by Otto's healing. You limp over towards King Caius. I won't rob y'all of this. I will give you a chance. This is a person that you don't know. Persuasion DCs and everything else will be higher trying to connect to King Caius. This is someone that is next to a stranger to you guys. But I'm not going to rob you of the attempt to actually bring this person back because
I have a very specific plea, and I want to message it to you.
Okay.
Because I want to kneel and whisper as inaudibly as possible into the king's ear.
Okay.
Or what is left of it. I'm just going to give you the gist of it.
Sure.
And if I need to speak the entirety out, I will.
I'll say it like this. Would you rather our friends here just take off their headset while you say it?
Sure.
Before
Okay.
I remove my ability to hear, I just wanted to say that seeing the limp, Otto would have hesitantly assisted him over there.
Wait. Just wait.
I allow 3 people. No. Back on right for right now. We allow 3 people to take place of these. RTM's there. He is participating. Ganwin is there. Is there anyone else that would like to? Or no?
As much as from a metagamey perspective, I would say I would like to. I'm not sure Otto would have any input, plus he's the one who just killed the shit out of this guy, so.
That's really fair.
Okay. All right.
I'm sure he'd come back if he got an apology. I'm not down there yet. I don't think. I think we're still traveling down. So.
Okay.
Also, I know Kent just took his headset off, but I was gonna say DMD, and I guess Kent.
Oh, I don't know why I thought he could hear me.
I don't know. I realized I had to pantomime to get him to put his headset back on. I am right next to him, so I think it's perfectly reasonable if he would like to see if you could perceive what I'm whispering exactly.
Oh.
If you.
Yeah, I'll roll percentile first to see if, because Artyom. Oh my God, 99. I will try to perceive what you're saying. That's a 27.
I don't know what a whisper check would be, but I think 27 is fair enough to hear. Regardless, like that's right next to me.
Before everybody takes their headsets and stuff off.
You gotta take off one ear.
Artyom, what was the total of your check?
28.
28. Okay.
Nice.
And also, I would like you to tell me, as we have been through the wooded path, and the cabin Kaushik's Revivify, I would like you to tell me what your Revivify, if it has similar or other characteristics when you cast it.
When Artyom casts Revivify, it is kind of a similar setting, kind of a lost briar wood, probably a little bit darker, a little bit more muggy and thick with humidity. But in this darkness, there is a little hill, and on the side of it, or in the center of it, there's just a nice, well-lit bonfire. And in that bonfire, and somewhere out in the woods, is a soul that's being called back to come and sit down and take my hand and get rejoined back to the living. And it's just a signal trying to get their attention.
Dope. All right. Everybody but Artyom, please take off your headset. Genuine.
So kneeling down, whispering to him. Okay, so I'm pretty certain that you are not the blood of Galifar. I want to make a deal with you for you to come back. Whatever this is what the daughters want. And that means I don't want it. I want to make a deal with you, because I know that no matter what, you do not trust me, you want your power, and that's fine. You can have it. If things are going to change, they will. But to convince you of your safety, what's happening here today, it can't slide. It can't be pushed under a rug. So if you come back, you take me. The Shining Vanguard will have saved your life. A treasonous member of your own nation wish to usurp you. It will take the fall, and you will cooperate with them so that the daughters don't get what they want. I think that's the best deal you're gonna get. And I want to wrap the stake in what remains of one of his hands.
Yeah. What's your check?
I can only assume that it's a persuasion check, unfortunately.
Okay.
Unfortunately.
Yeah.
Roll it.
Fuck. 7.
It's a failure. No one's looking at the screen. Okay, well, then they'll learn it eventually.
Jesus.
With one success, that brings you down to a DC 7. On a 7 or higher, Kais comes back. On a 6 or lower. He does not.
With a D20?
Well, I hope it's not a fucking D8.
Those are
With
all
a-
right, Alex. Those are
with a-
okie dokie.
With a
Please.
D6.
D1.
Wait a minute!
It's rigged.
All right.
He can't
folks.
do that. Shoot him.
I mean, it would have been real good if like a DC
You
was
know
like
what? I've
12.
let y'all choose before. I'll let you choose again. Golden
Oh, shit.
Golden
Yeah, you
or
can roll
white
both.
numbers.
Don't worry about it.
Yeah, both is good.
Advantage.
If I roll both,
Dude.
I'm taking the lower one.
Do the red.
Shit. Wait a
The
minute.
red and blue.
Little
Yeah,
one.
whatever the one in the back is.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's the good one. You know, keep choosing the good one.
Hell
Alright.
yeah.
Here it goes.
Okay.
Oh, it's out of the box. It don't count.
Uh-oh.
See, at least I'll get firsthand. Like this,
Okay,
this
it was-
I do this
it was a
all the
6.5.
time. Oh my fucking god! Oh my fucking god!
Oh!
That is a 7 exactly. Holy
Oh,
shit!
that's a 7? I thought that was a 1. I
That's
was
a-
like, oh no.
That is a 7 exactly.
I
Holy
thought
shit.
that was a 1.
Ooh, that's
I gotta
fun.
go change my pants.
Wow. I'm gonna say with a 7. Minutes pass. Artyom and Gandolin and everyone else that's standing around. Kaushik and Azur, at this point, you've had a time to land. The diamond disappeared 1, 2, 3 minutes ago at this point.
Yeah, and
It should have worked.
probably during this process, Artyom just whatever, even if we're on stone or something like that, just hands through the stone in the dirt, kind of like roots going up into him and into this dude's body, trying to like get him to come back and restructure what's all fucked up from
And like,
in his crater. I guess there's at least a breakthrough, maybe some, but I don't know what type of sewer system this place might have. Hopefully not in this particular area.
also at this point, Kaushik's digging through the bag of holding, trying to find and like count for her diamonds to see if she has enough to do the next level up spell. I can't remember what it's called, but the
Raised
yeah,
up.
the raise dead spell. Oh, sorry.
She's looking through. Panic almost sets in. You know that this time stop isn't going to last for much longer. And the Shining Vanguard is currently standing around a dead king that they killed.
Not us, just Otto.
What has happened?
We had a really bad day.
Looks around him. He is not in good shape.
Wait,
The
you just
Revivify has healed his worst injuries.
I'll go ahead and also at 4th level use an Aura of Vitality to start getting the king back on his feet.
Sure. I'm gonna say for flavor wise, with 5 levels exhaustion, his movement speed of 0, both of his legs are broken, shattered, most likely. He cannot walk.
All right. Yeah, while he's laying there, that tendril will probably like come up and start permeating through the roots that are sort of still in his body, kind of almost holding them in place, trying to get him back going. I don't know how many hit points this guy's had, but I'll probably stay focused on him for quite a few seconds.
He had an okay amount. Go ahead.
Can I use my herbalism kit to see if I can get started on some painkillers?
Painkillers.
Yeah.
Yeah, sure. Go for it.
Okay, cool.
Just gonna try to whip up some
The,
quick.
the good
some
kind, the
quick
kind
Vicodin.
that'll make him go to sleep.
Vicodin, I start popping them myself and walk with a limp.
I've been watching so much House
Hey,
lately.
House. Man, I've been watching full episodes on TikTok.
Jesus.
That's what got me watching it. Anyways, you're whipping up some painkillers. You're healing up the king. He looks at his hand. He's got trickle of blood coming from his neck, currently leading down into his armor. As he's healed up, that trickle slowly stops up. Looks around, sees everybody frozen, confused, and then sees the sloughed off skin of his queen on the ground.
We have proof that your queen was not your queen. You are being betrayed by a daughter of Sorakel.
Your queen was a hag who wished you dead.
I'm just imagining Otto having one of the, like Johnny Mnemonic, like he's like, queen, who wished you dead.
He's probably throwing off
Or-
sparks and
wait.
stuff, at the very least.
21 on my medicine check, so if that helps. Okay, I'm gonna come over after I squish up some herbs and stuff. I'm gonna come over with my my water skin and here. This will help. This will help with the pain. I don't know if he'll take it, but hopefully. I don't know how I'm gonna roll a persuasion for him to take it or not. But
Yeah, you go over there and hand it to him. Jesus Christ. He's not in a state of wanting to help himself right now. It seems like he's in not only physical pain, but after Artyom reminds him of that he was betrayed by his queen, that she was working with the daughter of Sorakel. You see the eyes of a man who is replaying a movie that he has been watching for the past 20 years.
Question for you, DM.
Yeah.
This is a non-standard usage of a spell. Would it be possible to use a cure wounds spell, but instead of restoring hit points, this would be like narrative, be focused on like numbing his pain or like making him more comfortable or something along those lines?
Yeah, I mean, but between that
Real
and
drugs and magic drugs.
yeah, between that and what Kaushik's done, his pain will subside, though he does not seem to be taking note of it much at all right now. Like I said, he is here, his eyes currently are somewhere else as he looks at this sloughed off skin. And he's just replaying memories, and as you see his looking back and forth along the ground, and he starts muttering. Drops the stake out of his hand.
Otto will retrieve that basically immediately.
All this time. Wasted. Wasted? No. Being someone I wasn't.
What was that last bit?
Being someone I wasn't.
Being someone I wasn't.
I am no king.
Indeed.
As far as the people of Karnath are concerned, you are.
Looks at the frozen people. The things that I've done. The things that she did.
She's gone now. And from someone that knows about making mistakes in their past, the only way to get past them is to make up for them. So you've got a long road ahead of you.
I don't know how to. I don't know how.
Do you remember anything since you've become king?
It's hazy, but yes, like a dream.
Well,
Shit.
no, it's just fine. This is probably even better, to be completely honest.
Maybe.
DM, real quick.
Mhm.
Gandolin's dad's buddy. Did he die? Do we know if he's still alive?
You have no clue.
We have no clue. Probably. We saw him get toasted by a fireball, and then we didn't get the chance to ever check on him before we got arrested.
Correct.
What was that guy's name?
Pietro.
Do you know if Pietro made it out a few days ago? It's one of your advisors. Or
I know Pietro. She's like, it's like trying to remember a dream. Well, I guess RTM wouldn't know what that's like, but the rest of you could
Oof.
see that look on his face. No. He was killed in a battle. A battle? No. An ambush.
Duh. We're going to have to set some things in place and let people know what actually happened here. Artyom's going to give a very pointed look at Gandalf.
I was here to announce you as traitors. All of you.
Mhm.
I'm the traitor.
Well, you know what? Most kings are kind of shitheads anyway, but at least now you can be a one that's doing good for the people, actually. So, this is a good thing.
I can't do this.
You're going to do it.
He doesn't gotta. Gaius. How much do you actually care about Garneth?
My name isn't Caius.
Well, then
Doesn't ma-
whatever your name is. Do you care?
Of course I care about the country.
Do you care enough to have to flee at least the capital?
It's you. You're the one she wanted.
Seems that way. Answer the question.
You are the bloodline. You're the king.
Only if you cooperate. Do you care enough, Gaius? Or whoever you are?
To do what?
Basically, exile yourself. At least for now.
Make a persuasion
We get
check.
the... Fuck. I'm so good at these. 6!
Exile myself?
Yes.
Where would I go? What would I do?
Somewhere safe, hopefully. I'm sure we could arrange it.
As the king, or not king, was saying, I'm not Caius. None of it was real, going through all of that. After Gandolin's plea, Otto will say, perhaps if you are not King Caius, now is a good opportunity to figure out who you are. Who you want to be.
I know who I am. I am Andrzej Liashko. I am not any king.
Are you only your name?
That's deep stuff coming from a fucking
That is
robot.
deep stuff coming from the like not even year old,
Not even week old.
not even week old,
There's reason for it.
like 5-day old.
Maybe 2 days and
I am supposed to just go? To disappear?
I am sure it would be somewhat more complex than that.
No. For what is coming, Karnath needs to be unified. We can't have them thinking that maybe whoever is standing at the top isn't who should be there. And abdicating won't be enough.
Artyom's gonna shoot Gandalf a quick little mental message of, they just, 20 seconds ago you were saying you're going to give yourself up to this guy. What's the plan here?
It's just, well, that was when I thought he was a power-hungry fucker. If he doesn't want the job, I'm not gonna force it on him.
We can always recall him again. As a joke, of course.
Eh.
Additionally, with other things needing to be taken care of, perhaps even a regency could be arranged. He says, still sparking and twitching.
The course of that Aura Vitality, Hilkias, or whatever his name is, for 43, Gandalf for 17, and Otto for 12. I had some super low rolls in there.
There you go.
There is another war coming. Quite possibly worse than the last
Zoriat.
one. With Zoriat, yes.
She knew something of that.
I bet she did.
What do we
Karnath
do?
needs a figurehead.
Artyom's looking at this guy fucking pissed right now. like waiting for him to elaborate.
What?
What did she know of Zoriad? What did you hear?
Nothing. I just knew after our first meeting when you told her about it. It was the first time I've ever seen her scared. Or concerned.
We're pretty sure the daughters are in bed with Zoriat to some extent. Maybe they mean to use them, and
I don't know what any of that is.
us neither. Not really.
It's the blame of madness. They'll come through and kill everything, or twist it into something that it's not.
What am I supposed to do here?
Karnath needs a figurehead. And if there is power and blood, I am happy to provide it. But there can't be a split. There can be no confusion. You have to be a traitor.
Why does he
Publicly.
have to be a traitor? We can just tell the truth. Why so many lies?
Because that's more complicated than most of these people understand.
Oh yeah.
It needs to be straightforward. There needs to be unification. We can't have anybody questioning. All of Karnath has to be behind this. It is a heavy burden to bear.
From a political strategy standpoint, would it not be possible to utilize this incident as part of unification? This was an attack on Karnath and its leadership.
Yes, and we are not trying to spark a war with Droam. Not yet.
That is not what I was implying.
How else are you going to explain it? one
Zoria.
of the leaders of Droim was here, puppeting our nation,
The
posing
king
as our queen.
goes to walk away, and his leg just sort of gives out under him, and he crumples to the ground.
Moving without assistance is perhaps ill-advised at this time.
And someone this
Back
used
to
to be.
Gandalf.
Where
Yeah,
do you
I'll,
need to go?
Artyom, do you help him out?
yeah, I'll help him out.
He nods his head over towards the crater where Otto
Murdered
cratered
him? Unalived him?
Oh, I thought he was still in that thing.
You guys brought him out to heal him and stuff like that. There's been salves and everything else been made
Oh,
for him.
oh.
So you guys you're not far away. You're just a couple of feet. He just has a movement speed of 0.
Right. I was under the impression that the crater was giving more access to the ground for roots to get into him from.
Mm.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Whatever.
He nods you over to that direction though.
When time resumes at its usual pace, will these people not be expecting a speech? There is no reason not to give them one.
No, we would have told very clearly not to let the king give any speeches today. Maybe, wait till tomorrow, just to be safe.
I believe
You're not there, RTM. You're helping the king as they have this conversation between each
Oh.
other.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry. I thought this was an open conversation.
You're muted,
You're
Cody.
muted.
he had said that to both Gandalf and the king while we were all still
Okay.
together. He had said that we should not allow that particular speech to go through, but it is my understanding that with the departure of the daughter of Sorkel, the immediate disaster, at least, has been averted.
A few moments, RTM, of you sort of like taking him around in this rubble. He takes his hands and just sort of weakly pushes rocks over towards the side. He grabs an iron circlet as a crown from the rubble. Hilt me back.
Yeah, I'll help him move.
Looks at it. There's a singular strong red ruby in the middle of it. The rest of it's fairly simple, strong, sturdy. And he holds it out to you, Gandalf.
Wait a few seconds.
Does he have to make a will save? Is it a cursed item?
I'll reach out and take it, and I'm just going to say to him, I hope that we are able to undo what must be done. Eventually. I'm sorry.
I have lived most of my life as a lie. What now?
People are scared of what they don't understand, as evidenced by the general. Sorry, I can't come into this. Maybe he'll know that it is, but that's what we can't present. We just have to present the proof that we have gathered and the evidence that you fled when presented with it, or when discovered that you discovered that we were onto the truth.
Do you not think it would be perhaps better to have him willingly and formally hand over control?
Probably not.
An unbroken line of leadership, as opposed to one born of conflict, falsified or otherwise.
I mean, if you can think of a good way to convince people, I just want there to be no division.
We have the evidence. When the evidence was presented to Caius, he went along with the changeover to new leadership. That would not be contentious.
What kind of king hands over their power that easily and willingly?
One that cares for its country. And
I thought this
Cody
was
is having a brain fart, not Otto. But basically, like, the king who cares about his country, and also the concept of, you know, an honest and correct leader. So, upon discovering that he was not supposed to be the king, he remedied the situation. No
Perhaps.
contention, no conflict, and a unity amongst the people.
Perhaps your Warforged friend is right. Maybe I can attest to being under the influence of. And he points his head towards the skin suit.
And if people call for war with Droam?
It does not have to be revealed to them who caused the usurpation.
They will call for war with Droam.
We can't.
Hey,
Not
what
now.
what Otto was getting at was that fuckery was discovered, but the source of the fuckery has not yet been discovered. being
right.
the official announcement.
Yeah, I think the concept of this guy going, "Oh yeah, totally, I'm the son of the king or whatever, or I'm part of the bloodline," and then Gandalf shows up and goes, "Actually, you're fucking not," and he goes, "Well, dang it, here's the crown."
Yeah. It has to be sure. It has to be uncompromising. And it can't lead to war with Droam. It cannot. Not yet.
That is why. You do not state that the known enemy
They
is
will
Drogon,
want to know.
and it will be under investigation.
Well, what
And
was
if
the
somebody finds out,
what was the actual cause of him becoming the king in the first place? Who proposed the?
Droam.
Yes, I know Droam, but how did they prove that he was the king, or that he was of the bloodline?
Birth
I'm just gonna
records.
kind of gesture to not Caius, myself, and then Crowley and Gorham. Probably much the
Squawk.
same magics. They falsified it.
So it was falsified.
By who?
Crowley will drop his form.
Okay.
And he will take up the form of the Major. Almost immediately.
Okay.
You need evidence of another party, but not Droham. I can make this happen.
Hell, just say it's
If
Jethro
there's-
for all I care.
If there's any living outside influence that we could put forth, it would have to be pursued.
It would have to be.
And we can't divert anything.
It's not a bad idea to use Yidril. And then, at the appropriate time, collusion with Droham. But not before.
Droam
There
is not a
is
signer
precedence.
of the Treaty of Thronehold. They are not part of it.
There is
If-
precedent at the involvement of Idril.
What?
There is much to discuss regarding your kind of looks at the flesh suit. Previous accomplices' secret dealings.
This is true.
If you all can think of the words to say that can ensure there will be no division and no drive to pursue conflict with others besides Zoriat, surely. But I am not going to risk.
You could just point the finger at Zoriat for all I care. I mean, the queen was some ghastly creature in a flesh disguise from Zoriat meant to weaken our forces from within.
That was my original intent with the
There you
statement.
go.
We know that Zoriath is some backing somewhere. It is not a far line to pull. If you leave the words with me, we can make it happen. And we can provide sufficient proof throughout Karnath.
While the reality may be quite complex, what needs to be presented to the people is not so.
I'm just get. Regardless, I'm just gonna look over at Caius. You probably will not be free.
If when
If you
presented
stay,
with,
you will probably be jailed.
if presented with the new information, his first reaction was to put the true king on the throne. Why would he be jailed? He was acting in good conscience and good faith.
I will be jailed for at least some time. Your friend is correct.
They will want
Absolutely.
to examine him.
This is Karnath.
They take no chances. We take no chances.
You're the king. You can pardon whoever you want to. That's how that stuff works.
Such a move so early in his kingship would
Listen.
prove weakness.
You can go to jail after Zora gets taken care of. I'll pop you right down.
We will do what we must.
What we must, indeed.
We have little time. I don't know how much longer time will be this way.
He's right. Show strength as a king. First thing you do after I hand over power from being influenced for whoever you decide. You exile me. I step away. You take me somewhere. I will figure out life from there.
After the small term of your investigation into yourself, we could banish you to the piece of land you were going to offer us or somewhere else remote.
It cannot be in Karnath.
It won't be in Karnath, but we will give you some place that you can hold up. We need to know where you are at all times. I will make sure, with Gandalwin's permission, we can do this.
I'm sure a king has a sending stone somewhere.
In all cases, we should probably make haste.
Yes. Absolutely.
Take us to the balcony.
Who has gas left in the tank?
This guy.
Give me a DC on spellcraft check to get those jets working again. There, DM.
I'll give you a yeah. No, to get your boots working again? Yeah, I'm not gonna.
Well, didn't you go face first? You know, the jets are kind of on the other
At the
side,
back.
right?
Well, I had very cinematically described like comprehensive structural damage, so I was gonna do it a dice roll, just percentile, but I figured it could be more fun to have it be a check of some kind.
Go for it.
Don't botch.
Arcana check.
He rolls a natural one and just smash cuts to everyone walking up the stairs.
Why is
No.
this place so tall?
With a 9 on the dice, that'll be a 24.
Nice.
Okay. Who is Otto taking up there?
If he can take them both, albeit slowly, the king and Gandalwin. Or the not king. Caius and Gandalwin.
What? Yeah, actually, I'm gonna ask you real
Not
quick. What was
Caius.
his actual name one more time?
Yeah, not Caius.
When they start to lift off, Archam's gonna suddenly fucking remember that there was another thing out there trying to kill them. He would like to make a perception check for Mr. Redbeard.
Make a perception check for me.
I assume
Holy
he probably
shit.
dipped with the queen, the fucking Sorkatra probably took him with her.
24.
24. You do not see him anywhere.
Do I find a place where he might have landed?
Oh yeah, you see a couple of impacts where he landed on this. Like you see several stairs where he landed in 2 different spots, but he is not at them.
Okay. Yeah, I would. If I don't know how slow or fast it takes them to go up there, but very low. An 18 on a survival check to make sure that however he left, he didn't walk someplace. And if he walked someplace, I'd like to at least know what direction he was going.
Yeah, you see some like odd it's what probably should be blood, but it's not, as it's like this dark orangish red, and as you touch it, it's just like it starts burning your fingers on the impacts. But you see like trails of that, but they just sort of disappear at a certain point. We will smash cut up to Otto dropping off Gandalin, and Andrzej Liashko was his name.
Andrzej Liashko. We need the Meisters, the Maesters, the whatchamacallit guys. The guys who said that it was real. Gonna tell that to Otto, like as he drops us off.
Okay.
We need them and what?
Will they be yet unfrozen? It could be a shock if one simply returned to a normal flow of time and was here.
Matters not. Bring them.
We need them.
Very well.
And we will cut away. Our scene will play out here, unless anybody has anything else that they would like to do, where Otto brings several members of the Meisters to this balcony. Those that he knows will be able to confirm what is about to be professed. The former Caius, the king formerly known as Caius, will take...
The former king, formerly known as Caius.
will hold his hand out for the crown once more.
Mhm.
Transfer of power needs to be seen.
I hand it back to him.
As you start to see snow on the balcony just start slowly drifting down, it seems the time is slowly starting to speed up at this location. However, a speech will be given by a Night King. Andrzej Liashko will announce that he had been under the control of mysterious forces that will be investigated to the fullest extent by the new verified king of Karnath. Meisters will confirm Gandalwin's blood right. The king will give out evidence that it was all forged, that the witnesses were under magical influence, and that the past 20 years of Karnath's royalty was a fabrication. A stunned crowd sits below, and a quiet that could go either way for any leaders. You know that it could turn into riots and rebellions, but it doesn't. It just stays quiet. The House Civis reporters down at the bottom recording this entire event and broadcasting it out to somewhere within the world, or multiple places within the world of Eberron, as the crown is handed to Gandalwin. Transfer of power complete. Gandalwin's first order to banish the weak king, former king, to somewhere beyond his homeland. He accepts this graciously as an act of mercy. Shining Vanguard pardoned for any sort of seditious or treasonous acts. A very concerned looking General Tharum amongst the crowd. Scared heroes of Aether looking up, not sure what's going on, as a lot of people are. So, Shining Vanguard, what are your next steps?
I would like to say that while all that was happening and Gandalf was giving his big speech, or the previous, while all that very important stuff was happening, Artyom just slipped into a back alley, turned into a nice little bird, and went to go find Erish.
Okay.
No stomach for politics.
Gotcha.
If this would be allowed, I don't know like exactly how much time we had. After retrieving the necessary people, Otto would have liked to have been. I don't know if were the Vanguard other than Artyom who fucked off present and visible for the pardoning in the speech.
Kasha glass.
Okay. Otto would have liked to have been as well. I know it doesn't actually heal hit point damage, but maybe some mending to make himself look less fucked up at least.
Right.
So there will be a visible Warforged presence on the side of Karnath.
And I would like to side stage whisper a pardon for Major Yuri.
I think you got lumped in with when the Shining Vanguard got pardoned there, Chief.
Just make sure that I'm not part of the Shining Vanguard, man.
I think it's easy to say that Major Yuri's investigation is what led to, like, investigation on suspicions is what led to the Shining Vanguard's seditious actions, etc., etc.
Easily enough.
That's all I had to say.
So, we need to talk about the actions of what's coming next and what is happening. What the Shining Vanguard is doing. You go and find Erish, Artyom. I'm not talking necessarily in the next few moments, but in the coming days. As this transfer of power has happened, is there something that you would like to do here? And what are the Shining Vanguard's next steps?
Small council meeting. That's what we're going to call it.
The fuck out of here.
And
That sounds
first
like
of
a
all,
bad idea.
who wants to go down with the ship anyway? No, we definitely have to make sure that decide what you're going to do with the captain of the elite guard. See if you're going to keep him, or at least talk to him. He was acting under
I would
what
need to talk to him.
primarily, and he needs to like be sworn that everything he did, just keep it to himself. If you decide to keep him, either way.
He is a well-known figure that it can be brushed aside as he was doing what he felt was best for his country.
Oh no, public execution.
I agree that he should be kept. I think he was.
I think he should be kept. I'm keeping him.
We should work on his will saves.
I'm the
a little
king.
bit
Go
better.
fuck yourselves. I'm fucking keeping him.
There you go.
It's already gone to his head.
Bad with power. You can't fucking stop me.
You know what? You could probably make him join us with that really cool ass fucking sword. He'd be like, "Hey, you're adventuring with us now." You get that +6 fucking whatever the fuck you had that was wrecking everyone's shit. Get him in the squad.
But no, I would say ultimately a conversation, unless for whatever reason he in a conversation with him he felt he was unfit to serve or something. I would talk to him and be like, you are still important to this and people still respect you, but I will only keep you if you are going to support me and Karnath in the days to come.
I think what comes of that conversation is that Gandalin and General Tharum will not be friendly towards each other. General Tharum will be very clearly still loyal to the people of Korth and will essentially end that conversation of, if things start to go poorly, it's on you, and I'll do what I must.
That is acceptable.
Nice.
Otto, for his part, will be spending the next period of time basically conducting the most thorough forensics investigation of everything he found in that room and everything that remains in that room possible.
Yeah, absolutely. I think that's going to take some time. It was a lot.
Yeah, that's what I said. Like, this is the one thing. This is his invested.
Yeah, you're spending days on this. Like, wherever your location is, this is what you're doing. Gotcha.
Yep.
Between this and I assume repairing yourself, like idly fixing the wiring and like frame. Gotcha.
Right. Yeah.
Yuri, for his part, will speak to Gandalin and say he wishes to stay in Karnath, whether he wishes it for him to be in the capital helping Gandalin or back to the city that needs reconstruction. Yuri would like to offer his services to the crown. If not, he'll take a position with the other offer.
Yuri or like I
Yuri-
need clarification.
No,
Is it
I
the
said
persona
Yuri.
or the
Yuri is offering full cooperation with the king.
Right.
And we'll be here in the capital for as long as needed, or we'll return back to help oversee other
I think it's about time for Yuri to pursue other matters.
No. Yuri will be here.
That's what I'm saying. I think that Yuri should depart and Crowley should return to the party. Speak plainly. This is out of character.
Speaking of which, how many days is this? Like the next day?
We are in no sort
These
of
are
time.
over like
Yeah,
several
Yeah, this
days.
is several
Right.
days.
Then you will see Crowley with a Yuri
Mhm.
standing beside him.
Okay.
Yuri will stay here and offer his services to do, or go where you want. So you actually see two figures, which is mind-boggling in its own
Acceptable.
way.
I have
So-
made my peace with Crowley is fucking weird. That's fine. Like,
I'm assuming Crowley just got some like, okay, Mr. Changeling, this is who's
Either
going to
that,
be
or
taking
he
my
cast-
place here.
simulacrum. One of the two.
Oh, well, I guess that could be the other thing.
Well, you'll never know. But anyway.
I won't be there for my,
Exactly.
or you guys go ahead and finish your stuff.
He's in the. But yeah, would you prefer he be with the capital, or would you rather send him back to the old city?
I'm just saying, I would to be just to keep this straight, like out of like, because this could be a private conversation where we don't have to do weird.
Yeah, it's
side
private.
talk.
I'm sure it's
As long
private.
as if you can keep communication with Yuri, then her, because that way we would have verifiable eyes and ears in her that we can
Yes,
monitor.
you could wherever you want.
That's my thought. Is so if you think that it'd be better for him to be in the capital, I don't think that's necessarily true.
He's as skilled as me, so wherever you want him.
Yeah, I'd say HR for the moment.
Okay. And I'm also, side note, making letters. I don't think I have to go in depth with that DM where those letters are going.
Artyom will take Erish and Glop and Mop to go see a bird about some bears and take Major Yuri with them. And though he said he'd be back the next day, there's a little bit of time extra before he comes back. He comes back a couple of days later.
Okay.
With a tree stride or transport via plants.
Gotcha. Okay.
Unless somebody else has stuff they say, I do have a couple of politics things I would like to do. Because we are now at a point where, especially because it's going to be revealed that Zoriat was the influence, and I have to be beyond suspicion. I am going to get. I'm fucking king. Presumably, I can locate the resources necessary to consecrate the blood bow.
Okay.
Oh shit! Yeah.
And
What does that
B,
mean?
as unpleasant of a process as I know it's probably going to be, I have to remove the eye.
Okay.
Don't have to.
I'll give you inspiration on your call.
Sure.
It's
I mean,
gotta go.
this is over a couple of days between the medicine checks, between Otto, the lab that you guys would have in the airship, plus the one that you would have in the mansion at your disposal. Over the next couple of days, the curse is removed from the blood bow, and the eye comes out. Now, there are chances, because Milo preserved the eye.
I want to put it in.
So the question is, you want to put it in, Koshik, but does Gandalin want to try to put the eye back?
Put it back?
Yes. Otto and Koshik, between the medicine, medical knowledge between the two of you, it's been a while since this eye, and this eye has also gone through some things as far as just time and shit. So there's a chance it couldn't work. There's a chance that body could reject it or whatever the case is, but you could reattach it theoretically. Anyway, it's a willing thing though. Do you want to try?
If you don't want to try for your organic eye, Milo still has his notes on how to make a biomechanical magical eye.
Oh, you say biomechanical.
I was trying to say arcano-mechanical.
Oh, I know. Oh, okay. I gotcha.
You want to update your character model, dog? What you want to do?
Oh no!
Listen.
If I have a choice, I'm 100%. I'm going Ursat's eye. I'm putting fake bitch in there.
All right.
It is. I don't know. It is the loss of the eye was significant, and the loss of this eye is also significant. It's
Sure. I think the Ursat's eye that Milo made for Lydia is still around, actually. I don't
Yes.
think you left that Ursat's eye with anyone, so the team has access to an Ursat's eye, actually.
Yeah, I wasn't just gonna give her an eye that didn't work. That would be kind of a kick in the nards. So
Right.
yeah, I still haven't.
Then
moved
she'd
it.
have 3 eyes that didn't work.
Jesus Christ.
Oh my god.
That's a
Wow.
callback for those that don't know. Good episodes,
My
all
girl
happy.
Lydia is blind and I love her.
Very, very happy episodes. So an Ursat's eye is installed. You can add that to your inventory if you wish.
I will do so. As at the same time, I'm not sure what we should do with the Eye of Belashira, whatever.
I've got an
Contain.
idea. Let's put it
You
in
will
the.
need to contain it.
Yeah, we'll have to put it in a box of some kind. I just don't know what we're gonna do with it beyond
Put
that.
it
Do we just,
in my eye
like,
socket.
dunk it into the fucking
Would you
the bag of holding?
consider? Would you consider an eyeball a piece of nature?
No.
Not even if
Not-
we
Why not?
plant it as a seed and we grow a tree, an eyeball tree.
No.
I mean,
I just need to
It's
know who,
living
I'm removing
plant.
it from my inventory. How's that? Where it goes from there is up for debate.
Listen, let's put it in the Carnathi treasury and also loot the treasury while we're at it.
Put it in the Carnathi treasury.
Yeah, let's go look at the Carnathi treasury real quick. I'm sure there's a bunch of like state class.
Jones just said,
items.
"Wait a minute."
Hey, you're the king. I don't want to. Don't look at Jones. Don't
He
look
said,
at
I'm
you're
gonna have
the
to
king.
take this break to figure out what's in the Carnathi treasury.
You got some national class items in there.
But yeah. So removing of the eye and consecrating the blood bow. Are those two things. I would have wanted to speak to Yana and her squad again before they departed. Just
You get them kneeling before you as you go to talk to them.
awkward.
like, stand up, Jesus, Corvair Jesus.
Jesus.
What would you like us to say, Your Highness?
Not that preferably, but it is what it is now. Glad nothing ill came to any of you during this. Worked out better than I guess I could have imagined, but than I could have hoped.
Yeah, I'm glad no fights were needed, and it happened so amicably, strange as it may be.
Me too.
Nothing suspicious here.
I was just like,
She's not questioning it.
I am glad of that. I don't want to have to lie to her face. I assume I hope that all of you are returning to Ator soon to continue to oversee the reconstruction and the like.
Indeed. And with new friends in power, I was hoping to talk to you as well, actually, Your Highness.
My ear is yours.
I think
Yeah.
the last former king was a little bit light in the repair efforts of Aether. I think more men and more gold is in order.
I can't say that I'm familiar with such things, but you let the crown know what is needed and you will have it.
If there is nothing else. I am at the
Be
king's
safe.
service.
All of you.
You get a couple of nods, a couple of more bells.
Long days to come, and I hope to see all of you through it.
Okay.
Yep, that's all I got.
You are treated so differently. You're reaching out for the friends that you had just a few days ago, and it is not the same. It is very clearly changed.
Okay. Them. I literally cannot go to them myself. Have Madison and company, have they left the city?
Let's see. Percentile dice. Either still here, low, they've already gone.
Okay.
That is a 31. They have left the city already.
Okay. I would say that would have been one of the first things I did was to determine where they had gone.
Mhm.
I'd like to snag Artyom before he leaves on to whatever thing that he's doing.
Sure.
Artyom, I need you to do me a favor.
Yes, Your Highness. Anything for you, Your Grace.
Jeremiah and Madison, all of them have left already.
Okay.
I don't know where exactly you are trying to go, but if you could find them before you return, I would appreciate it. And if you could talk to Madison on mine and your behalf.
What for?
I'm not going to twist her arm. It's still her choice, but I want you to tell her that I think it's a good idea for her to ask you for help. Because I'm probably not in a great position to do it anymore. Not that I've been very much help anyway, but still.
Okay, well, that makes a lot of sense.
I'm not going to take the choice out of her hands.
So you want me to go to her and ask her, this guy who just became a king can't help you anymore, so I should help you?
Tell her
Says-
that she
says-
should take you into her confidence.
King Gandalin demands your admission of secrets.
I demand nothing.
Sure, I'll. Am I a spy now? Is this a
No.
cloak and dagger stuff?
Not at all.
God, I hope not.
It is simply trying to make up for a lot.
Sure, I'll ask around before we leave and see which direction they went and try to.
Kaushik could probably ask where they are. Might be easier, I don't know.
Sure, that'll work. Okay, Kaushik.
Yes.
Thank you.
Can you tell Madison to let you know where she's at so I can go find her real quick?
Might be better to ask Jeremiah.
Or, yeah, ask Jeremiah. Yeah, that's a good idea.
Listening to Jeremiah, asking him where he is. Do I need to?
Yeah, no, you're good. Eventually, I say eventually, Jeremiah will give you where they are. They're at some small town going towards the border. Artyom easily catching up to where they are. I'm just gonna roll a simple d20 here. You're coming to her with some scary news, but also it's her secret that she's kept for so long. I'm just gonna roll on a natural 18. Artyom. Madison will tell you that she has been hiding being a werewolf for several or for her entire life at this point. That her adoptive father, Ragnar Dyrtli, obtained somehow or made, she's not exactly sure, some sort of serum that kept her under control. In a last-ditch effort in Aetur, Milo was able to conjure some up, and she has kept a small, she had a small bit more of it, but it was crushed in Aetur. But anyways, Milo made some more for her, but in the coming days, she's gonna have to just step away and let the transformation take place from the party, and that her party does not know. Jeremiah, Gariel, so all of them do not know.
All right. Let me roll some percentile for Artyom real quick.
Sure.
I don't know if we've ever done any type of what Artyom would have knowledge of for were creatures.
I don't think so.
In his way back before times,
Sure.
in his backstory, his father hunted lycanthropes that came out of the nearby manifest zone that
Right.
would prey on folks. So I don't know if it was a common thing where he was from, or if it was like super rare or what. But can I roll like a knowledge check or something like that on something that I might remember from way back in those times?
Sure. What are you trying to? Will you say something that you might know? What exactly are you racking your brain for?
I guess overall knowledge of how lycanthropy works, or if it can be controlled. Artyom's basically having to come to the decision of, is he going to try and locate someone who can make some more kind of potion for her, or try to teach her how to control being a beast?
Right. I am gonna say without. Oh, give me a quick knowledge arcana.
Knowledge arcana, not the best. Unless you roll a natural 20.
Yeah, I don't think it's hard to say that Artyom 23. Okay. That, I mean, it's clearly able to be controlled after the stories she's told you. Some sort of concoction is able to control this for her. That's been her way of doing it so far. I'll also say, just between the stories that she tells you and that your knowledge, that it sort of depends on the person whether or not lycanthropy can be controlled, like while you're a beast. And she has, for the most part, it seems, at least from what she's telling you, a surface level right here, when she does go out and she's like attempting to conserve that's what she was doing at Moonwatch, is like trying to conserve the formula she had. When she has enough wilderness or enough space to get out and away from her party, she'll just go ahead and transform, and she will just be away from people. It
Right.
seems like it's still a struggle. Like if folks come up to her, it's like actively fighting something else that's trying to rage out of you. As far
Right.
as lycanthropy goes, as far as the specifics of like I mean, it can be removed. Unfortunately, a very large nation that could probably help these folks remove lycanthropy absolutely hate them and see them as a disease and destroy them on sight and do not try to save them at all. It's kind of a tragic nature between Thrain and the their relationship with lycanthropes. But you figure a fairly high caster probably could get rid of it.
All right.
I say a fairly high caster. I do mean high level, not on narcotics of any sort.
There's like, I've
like-
got
A level 3 wizard, but his eyes are bloodshot, and he doesn't really know where he's at, but he got you on this one.
So-
his eyes are only pupils.
That's what you'll get though. She'll tell you that her team doesn't know. What's up?
Would Greater Restoration cure her, or is that like a break curse type kind of thing?
It's Greater Restoration would probably do the trick ultimately. It's just incredibly expensive to do so.
I know a guy who's got a lot of money now.
She hasn't.
Yeah, I'll for the to
Do you have that
expedite.
conversation with her? Asking
Yeah, I'll
her if
have that-
she's like you know someone who could probably cure her?
I am offering that if she wants it, I have access to Greater Restoration. I can cure her.
She does not want a cure.
All right. Then, how long is our downtime going to be?
Well, right now I need to know sort of next steps. So that's going to kind of could depend. That's what these next few days are. This is what you're doing. So I need to know where the Shining Vanguard is heading to next.
Okay.
So I mean, the downtime is going to last as long as you stay in Korth, but you know that you have other things in movement. And eventually, Gorham will tell the lot of you that he needs to head home, and he needs to tell his family that Melgrim can rest easy.
Right.
Does
We also
Thronehold still stand? I can't remember.
Do what?
Is Thronehold still around?
Mm-hmm.
Can I accompany Gorham home?
Well, he's got to go on the airship, so
Oh, so yeah.
yeah.
I mean, I can dump him at the base of Corona Peak if he wants.
Is there any kind of communication that starts coming into Karnath in regards to the news of Karnath having a new king after House Civis was broadcasting that?
House Civis, I mean, news still, even though like they are broadcasting this out, news still spreads.
Still takes
fairly,
time to spread?
Yeah, it's
Okay.
still slow to, like, places like Sharn, no, but know about it already. They are in the know,
Right.
but that's Sharn. That is 0.1% of the continent. So
Okay.
yeah.
If Crowley is cooperative, if he would like to cooperate with me in this manner, this is not my forte. I would like his assistance in starting to write missives to the rulers of each of the 5 nations, the other 5 of all of the other nations.
Absolutely.
Basically, to have another meeting in Thronehold.
Okay.
And that is of importance as to Corvair as it exists.
Sure.
Want to start writing?
Yeah, absolutely.
Let's get that royal seal on there too. We want to see that.
Okay.
Wolf said, baby.
Indeed.
If we're going to spend a few days, if you're going to be sending missives out and doing all that jazz and taking like a week or something to get through, I'm just going to tell Madison and the Junior Bacon Cheeseburgers or Junior Bacon Adventurers to chill in that town. I'll go off for a couple of days and have a talk to this buzzard, get him a bear, hang out with Aristum and Mop and Glop, and then come back. And when I come back, would it be possible to have a reverse moonbeam to use on Madison way out in the woods somewhere and try to help reverse, like, moonbeam works to where if a shape changer's in there, they make their saving throws with disadvantage.
Mm-hmm. And it changes
reverts to its original form. Is there a way I could do an inverted one to try and force her transformation out so that we can train her to control it better?
Control it better.
Right.
I'll say that as far as controlling it goes, Madison has had years of being in the capital of a nation of people that hate her. As far as control goes, Madison is the top echelon of werewolves who can control herself.
Okay.
It is the nature of the beast.
Right.
That she will, as long as she's secluded, she doesn't go on rampages. She doesn't but if something approaches her, it takes an act of will to not kill it. So
okay,
we'll see. Let's see.
With that knowledge and that frame of reference of maybe not having something to where she can keep it as like more of an ability rather than a curse, or like kind of figure out a way to sort of tame the inner beast, as it were, or whatever, that type kind of situation, would there be a way that I could maybe make something that would work as a a moonbeam itself to essentially be like a type of stone that could like summon a moonbeam that would allow her to have like advantage on saving throws, or while it was on her person, she would have greater control or at least advantage on those controls to stop things like that from happening in the future or something along those lines.
Can have Arish make a moonbeam candle?
Right.
So you'd want to craft something to be able to give her advantage on wisdom saving throws when it comes to controlling bestial urges in her were form. Interesting. What would it look like?
What would it look like? I would make it a simple amulet, just on a rough-hewn leather cord made out of a stone. It would look very similar to just an oblong shape with a symbol of the moon on it, and it would probably function maybe in some ways like the dagger that Artyom had ages ago that I think Gandalin lost or something like that.
Okay.
Gave away to a homeless child.
There you go. That's the one.
I think there's something to be said here about Artyom not knowing if this is going to work. Wouldn't you agree? It's the first time you've done something like this.
Mm-hmm.
What's your wisdom again?
20.
27. Extra wise.
Okay.
She says she doesn't want to cure, and she can't always be around markets and have people that she can find to do it, so a different solution needs to be made. So if she wants to control it, let's figure out how to control it.
Gotcha. You craft it up. Place it on her. You tell her it should help.
Do I need to make a check for that?
Encouraging.
I made it for you.
Oh, okay.
I don't often like taking the roles out of my players' hands, but I think there's something to be said about this is the first time our team has ever done something like this. And for Kent to also not know if it's going to work is fun for me.
Yeah.
Evil.
I got a picture of the dice. We're good.
Word. Yeah, I guess if that's the case, I'll let her know that this should be able to help, and I will let her know she should definitely tell the rest of her party, because lycanthropy can spread, as she's well aware.
She fucking waves her hand at you. Yeah. Like she's heard this before because she has.
Listen,
It's the same
I
shit
know,
that Gandalfin's heard or told her.
I know that I'm not the person that's supposed to be telling people to make wise decisions and things like that, but
You think?
you know, one day you're going to forget what day it is, maybe, or maybe you'll get too drunk, or you'll get knocked out someplace, and you'll forget. And when that happens, you rip out Jeremiah's throat. What then?
The lecture over now. I've heard the conversation. I know the risk of everybody. I know the risk. You don't have to tell me. I'm very well aware.
Okay.
That's why I'm careful.
Are you?
Yeah. As long as one of your friends isn't fucking putting some sort of whammy on me, I'm fine. Typically.
Okay. Yeah, never had a close call. Never been a big deal. Didn't need help from anyone else because you got it under control.
Yep. Thanks for the necklace.
I hope it works.
You hope.
Yeah, I've never made something like this before.
All right.
Tell at least one person. You need someone you can confide in, at least to corroborate your stories of why you need to do this, that, or the other. Someone who can lie the best. Probably the one with the sharp knives. Someone like Gandalf.
Gandalf is not a good liar. Like, this has been covered multiple times. He's actually kind of a shit liar.
All right. So,
Don't kill anyone. Bye.
did you get the same sort of response from her? Yeah. But you go back. So, what are the Shining Vanguard's next plans? I want to get that before we go to break. Where are we going from here? It will take time for missives to come back from other nations as they consider whether or not they're going to be meeting. A letter from a king of one of the nations that are signed onto the Treaty of Thronehold, invoking its name. You will probably get good responses. But that meeting will be weeks and weeks out.
Is there anything pressing that we need to get done right this second? Because the only thing I can think of is giving Audrey the bad news about her son and letting Otto meet his grandma and grandpa.
That's probably good on the list. We also never got around to looking into what's going on in the Belishire Mountains. They're not Belishire, the Baishik Mountains. There we go.
Very different.
Sorry.
mountains.
Got Belishire on the mind, man. I'm sorry. Delkir and all that fun stuff, but yeah, the Baishik Mountains.
Belishire
That-
mountains are made of eyeballs.
That's horrifying. Ugh.
Yeah, the Baishik Mountains definitely, I believe, is next thing on the list, but they're mountains. They're not going anywhere.
Yeah, but what's in them may be changing, because that is where Professor Greetrolk went crazy, and that was where we were supposed to be going a long time ago, and then it's been a bad time since then.
At some point, Archie,
I also don't know if Gandalf can feasibly just dip at this point.
who's going to stop you? King? Oh!
That's my point, though, is
The old men.
King can't just disappear.
If
Where's your next
the
character, Dan?
king is also a savior of the world who's kind of necessary to do
Uh-huh.
these things, then yeah,
King's
he
got a
can.
big head, man. Jesus.
I mean,
Um,
they always set down, Kirk on the away missions. They can do the same thing with the king.
And
I
they
don't think this is
realized
the
that
same.
was a
I don't
bad
think
idea.
Kirk and the King of a Nation are quite on the same.
I am going to say,
Yeah.
at the very least, if Ganwin is going to take leave from the city, he needs to appoint someone to make decisions while you are gone.
Otto said something about a regency like 3 times, so.
Yuri can do the Regency. No
Let me
problem.
do it.
No, we need you too. What the fuck?
It's okay. That's why we have Yuri for. It's okay. No,
Um,
but really, let me speak into fiction real quick. Crowley was in disguise the whole time. Now that Yuri's another person, obviously.
So, I think the exact mechanics of the ruling of Korth, I think, can be hammered out here over the break. But is it an agreement that we need to check out the Baishik Mountains
Yes. Although
while waiting on responses from the?
Otto would be in approval of meeting his grandparents.
That's not unfair.
And don't
Um,
gotta go home.
Any additional input I/Otto would have would hinge on the results of his thorough forensic investigation of all of the stuff.
We also need to make sure that Azur's whole tribe isn't being obliterated at the moment.
Also, that.
But yeah, we need to investigate the places where there have been incursions of Zoriat.
You're a
Here
very
is the
busy
point.
group of people. We all need a 2-week vacation.
Also, I mean, I guess little kids are still getting kidnapped all over the place.
Also,
I
children
mean,
are still being kidnapped. Yeah, presumably.
No, the kids are fine. That was
Kids are all right.
tar cannons coming after Milo to Electric Boogaloo.
I don't think
Square
they know
up.
about
Well-
Otto's existence yet. I think they still think Milo's dead, which actually now that's very true, or
Yep.
disappeared at least.
I'm just saying,
Gonna-
Otto's way more equipped to handle them than Milo was.
Otto said, "Suh."
Loss of life. Shame.
Yeah, just like his dad.
So
Milo had a lot of internal struggles.
Not if there was
Bullshitting
flame
aside,
involved.
nailing down actions that we are looking into the other incursions of Zoriat
Yeah, Bishik
elsewhere
Mountains.
that we are aware of, which are Azur's hometown and the Bishik Mountains. Yes.
Which
Show of hands.
does Azur have more information about his homeland since he just recently got sent home? Is it like a dire situation there,
He did
or
not.
like?
I thought he went to the
Oh,
swamps.
I thought he lived in the
Different
swamps.
swamps.
Oh,
Azur went to a different swamps. But
Okay.
eventually, Azur would try to gather the Shining Vanguard around and yeah, begrudgingly tell them why he left. So
Go
we're
on.
ready to have those conversations.
oh, okay.
All right. So, yeah, the reason I left was I still got no answer from the mother that raised me for my actual biological mother. I was worried about her.
Make sure you're talking into your mic, Wyatt.
Yeah.
It's hard to hear you.
Right. I know the Shining Vanguard's most of your feelings on the houses of Cover. However, I need y'all's help finding my true mother, my biological mother, and what is going on with her situation.
Mike.
In order to do that, I guess you need to know the true identity of my mother. She is Ezravash Leander. And through official channels, I have not been able to get in touch with her. They've given me the runaround, and that is why I'm back. I figured another house would be a great ally in our war against, obviously, Zoriat.
Well, this should be pretty easy. If it's something like that, Gandalf could probably just have a summon given to her to come to the capital or something, right? You said her name was like she's part of one of the houses, right?
Not just part, she is technically the Baron.
Oh, yeah. Well, is she missing?
As far as I know, yes.
Oh,
Again, I have not been able to get in touch with her, and when I was trying to go through official channels, they kind of gave me the runaround. Could be because I'm a nobody, or could be that she is in trouble.
I guess Crowley might have some contacts that might know more of the ongoings of things like that. Did she go missing in a particular place? Or like a last seen location or anything?
Keyboard. Last I know was a few months before I joined y'all. That was the last time my mother, talking about my mother that raised me, said that she checked in on how I was doing.
Okay. So the mother that raised you said that your biological mother came in to check in on you a few months back.
Correct.
Okay.
That's the last I know of anything.
Okay. Yeah, there's definitely... Well, it shouldn't be too hard to find her. I'm sure she might be taking like a vacation or something, if she's like a baroness, right? Just kind of going off the grid for a little while.
Maybe.
We can find her. And if she is a figurehead, then I can see what she looks like and try to do a scry on her. No problem, as soon as I can see what she looks like. And maybe Koshik can send her a message.
Okay. Yep. Start there.
All right. Do we want to pursue that when we come back from a break, or?
Yeah, I was thinking since we got started a little bit late, we'll go a little bit longer
okay.
with the break, but it is 7:30, so we'll go ahead and head to break. Thank you guys for joining us. Hope you're enjoying it. I know I am. We're gonna take a quick bio. You should do the same. Take care of yourself. We'll be back here in just a few minutes. Don't go anywhere. Make sure you hit that follow button. Much love. And hello, everyone. Welcome back to us.
Hi.
Not you, to you as well. My kid. We are all the same people that were here just a few moments ago, mostly. And we will continue this across Eberron as I cast Blur. All right. Last we left off, transfer of power has been made. Gandalin made King of Karnath, which comes with its ups and downs at the moment. They are steadily trying to figure out their next move. Azur has just revealed to the Shining Vanguard that he hasn't been able to get in touch with his mother, Baroness Everash Leandar. That is a mouthful. And he is worried that she may be in danger. He's not entirely sure on her whereabouts, but he hasn't heard from her, or at least heard from her through his adoptive mother in some time. We will now pick back up where we were. We are in a bit of a loose time frame here where the party was handling some things, some administrative things, as they make their next plans. So, Shining Vanguard, what are you doing?
Like I said before we went to break, do we have any results of the investigation that Otto has been toiling over for several days?
Nope, not yet.
Roger. In that case, still working on that then, at this moment.
I'm talking about your plans from here. Have the conversation and just out of character and out loud, guys. So you're not having it in Skype chat.
Okay.
Have the conversation here, so we're streaming.
Okay. That's fair. That's fair.
I can't beam and stream.
So I get somewhere within Crown Home, I assume, discussing our next steps, stuff with Baishik Mountains, stuff with Azur's mother, the Baroness of House Lyrandar. All things that need to be handled.
Yes. Oh. So, what do we? I mean, I guess it's a matter of just what do we want to do first. If we can, over the course of us waiting, I can do a quick scry, and Koshik can send a quick message to what? You're shaking your head?
Oh, go ahead.
Oh, we can try to scry and do sending for the Baroness to see if we can get a location on her, see if it's interrupted by any other means or maybe something like that.
I can also, in character, I suppose, I can also, once again, I have the weight of Karnath's crown behind letters I send. I can have a message sent to Stormholm. I presume we could acquire that information readily, that is the seat of House Lyrandar DM, right? That's
Say that
not
one more time for me.
hard to acquire. Do what?
Say that one more time for me.
It would be fairly easy to acquire the information that Stormholm is the house, the
Yeah.
seat of House Larry.
Some of you would already know that, but yes.
Yeah, so that's doable. So I could have a letter or message of some kind sent to Stormholm, specifically requesting an audience or at least some kind of communication from the Baroness. If we are not able to locate her or contact her magically, that is then attacking it from a political side.
While
as
Azur
well.
has his mouth full of nuts right now, I will say that Azur told you guys that he tried to go through official
Right.
means. One thing he did not say that was communicated was also that she's had nothing on her schedule for weeks. Nothing has been scheduled, and she has not been seen in public for weeks
Right.
at this point. And now he's become concerned because he's either been given the runaround or just no answer at all. So,
Right. Well, that's what I was thinking. That it's harder to give a king the runaround than unless I don't know what Azur's means of official channels are. I assume they don't swing in the same political weight class as the leader of a nation.
absolutely. The inference here is that she has not been around. She has been out of the public eye completely, which is not like a baron of a house. There are items to be done, and they are seen. So,
Okay. So we can attempt to magically locate, at the very least, even if she is gone. They will have to. They can't just ignore a message from one of the leaders of the Five Nations. They have to send some kind of response.
Real quick, when it comes to sending, I can only contact a creature or person with which I am familiar, so I do not believe I will be able to send a sending to his mother.
Unless we have a way to. You just need to know what she looks like, correct?
No, it just says as a creature with which I'm familiar, so I don't know what that.
I believe we've
entails.
previously used that, DM. Correct me if I'm wrong. If she has like a very accurate image, that suffices for her to be able to target with the sending, especially like name and.
there's
involved.
a chance for failure with it, but we have.
There's a
in the
chance for
past.
failure though.
Correct.
Anybody know what Azresh Delarandar looks like?
You find a painting or something?
I would know.
Yeah,
Or
would that
like a
be
crystal?
public knowledge in the academic community?
I mean, it would be, I think, some public knowledge for anyone that was looking at the news a lot of times.
That's
she
what I say.
would be
Couldn't
in
we
there
acquire
fairly
like one of like
frequently.
little crystals that can boom at her like speaking at a conference, like at a public event, and like
Yeah.
boom, there she
YouTube
is.
video.
You could
Yeah.
very easily get a data crystal to
That has her image from something.
Yeah.
Do that. Like,
right.
Kashik's on the shitter. She'll come back and send the message when she's back.
Sure, you're gonna.
Well, if we
but
get-
the attempt is to send a message to Baroness Leandar, right?
Very quick. Good hustle, Kashik.
Got it.
What would Kaushik say in this message?
Ooh, 25, right?
Yep.
Baroness Leandar, I am friends with your son. He is very concerned as to your whereabouts and safety. Please respond as soon as possible.
You send that out. You do not get a response from that that message.
I will let Azur know. Sorry, go ahead.
I will, if that doesn't go through, I'll attempt to scry.
Okay. Let me read.
Does Azur have anything of hers?
His blood.
Make the attempt more.
He is hers. Hold his hand.
Azur. Sure. Azur will produce.
Mike
Wow, this mic is very.
Who's Mike?
is very, very sensitive in a very specific direction, apparently.
Apparently, Azur will produce the essentially baby swaddle his mother made for him.
All right.
Say I don't know if this will help, but this is what I was wrapped in as a baby. She sent me away. She was supposedly made.
And I assume I can see the same image that Kaushik used.
Yeah.
All right.
No need to roll anything. Your attempt to scry fails.
Does it seem like it was blocked, or it just doesn't find purchase?
Just doesn't find purchase.
It doesn't seem like it went through, but I mean, maybe she went to a different plane or something, you know?
Like the plane of madness.
Well, I mean, I'm not jumping to that conclusion, but Artyom just kind of cuts his eyes over at
Gorham will, as you guys are talking about this. I don't mean to rush you, but is this something we could do on the airship over on the way to the holds? If you have to go to the Stormholm anyways.
Yeah, sure, we can do that on the way, I suppose.
Kept father and grandfather waiting long enough, I think.
All right.
Shit.
Ganowin, make a decision. What are you doing?
Make a decision.
If you need someone to stay back and try and take care of the nation, I mean, it's a short list of people you can trust.
Conversely, I think you should
That's
stay.
the problem.
Karnath has been in a regency long enough.
I don't think we can risk with the tentative hold we have on Karnath currently. I will ask, I know we just sent him to a tour, but if you could recall your buddy, Crowley, I will be in need of advisement. But
of course.
I have to be here. I think for now, at least until we meet with the other leaders of the Five Nations.
While they're having this conversation, I would like to mentally message Erish and just bluntly ask, how would you feel like for being in control of a nation?
I'm not putting him in that kind of danger. That's a no. I'm just gonna tell you that straight up. I don't care how Erish feels about it. It's not happening.
I mean, it's not even Karnath. Get out of here.
You
Also
message
true.
him, and he just comes from like 6 feet from behind you, carrying mom. It's like, you could have just asked a little bit louder. No, absolutely not.
He's also Brailish, so
I'm not trying to make him king.
doesn't matter.
It's important for the perspective of our king. We cannot let him be of any other thing but Karnathi.
Yeah.
What about the one that is loyal to Koth, General Tharum? Him.
General Tharum is loyal to Korth and Korth only,
Who
and
better?
he is set in his ways, and has also made it very clear his loyalty has nothing to do with me, and my disappearance may be grounds enough for him to decide that I'm not going to get the job done.
Just my insight on the situation. He wouldn't risk the peace of Koth to try to overthrow you while you're gone. So
Right,
far,
but
the past few days, things have been quiet. It's been accepted by the people. No one is rebelling in the streets. He's a familiar face. They know him. Here's walk away with Mom.
But you cannot rely on the rest of your regency as king to be beholden to him being around. They need to see you.
I don't know how soon things are going to hit the fan with Zoriat. And we have to have a strong foundation of control and trust here in Korth and in Karnath as a whole. How many major cities are there in Karnath? There's Korth, Atur, Reckonmark. I know those three are all pretty important.
Yeah, those are the big three, other than the military strongholds in the
Yeah,
south.
then I know
Fort
you have
Zombie
like
and
the
Fort Bones.
Fort Bones and a couple others.
But those
Those
were
three are the big
ones.
three.
Yeah, Korth, Korth, Ater, is a big one, and yeah, the two forts along the border are and Recamark, but the forts, other than that, they're all like mostly farming towns.
Not only does a strong foundation need to be just maintained here, the people throughout the city, they need to see a new king. I need to make an impression, preferably a good one.
We're
So
agreed on this.
You stay behind with Crowley's.
Crowley.
Mr.
Yuri.
Your Major Yuri. I think I will organize a tour. Not something I would have considered myself doing, of the important places in Karnath. I'll be seen. I'll speak to the people in power and the people themselves. We need strong ties to our cause, and we need strong ties to my reign in Karnath.
And thankfully, with Major Yuri with you, you'll have more contacts that'll set into place.
That and somebody to help write speeches for me.
I assure
And
you,
help me
he has
do
excellent
politics.
penmanship.
Good, yeah, that is wonderful.
Yes, we're of the same mind on many things.
I do not intend for it to stay that way. I intend to stand with you against Zoriat. But if we can't guarantee Karnath as a whole, it'll be a struggle to get the rest of the signees of the Treaty of Thronehold to cooperate. And we need that. It doesn't matter how strong we are as a small group. We are a small group. We have to have the backing of the nations. We can't be everywhere.
Alright, do you need more people to stay behind with you just in case things get serious?
You all finding the Baroness of House Lyrandar is also we will need the backing of them as well, and we still need people to investigate the Baishik Mountains and Azur's home. We need to know what things are looking like, and that is where the strength of the Shining Vanguard lies. Small, fast, and powerful.
Alright. I guess let's get going to the north then.
How many times can you tree teleport, Artyom?
Right now, twice in a day.
Think you could pick up Major Yuri?
Depends
There's a lightning rail that goes from Ator straight to Korth. Like
That's
that,
true. Excellent.
that we have full control of this structure. That isn't necessary.
That's good. Well, I'll cast Sending and I'll let him know to be prepared for a lightning rail then, if you will, Gandalwin.
Can't he just teleport here?
I'd
We can
rather
only
he did
do
it.
it once, and that would be it forever.
Oh. Okay.
He needs to keep to himself and let his magic be unknown. We can't just be like, oh, there's a powerful caster here. What's going on?
That is emergency teleport, is what that is. Oh man. So yeah.
Anyway,
Alright. So we head to the north then.
Okay. So you say your goodbyes to Ganowin.
We build a tree.
We can't just build. You can't just construct a tree, Artyom.
I sure can. It's called magic, motherfucker.
This man made a whole
at
ass
least,
pickle
at
farm.
least make sure it's feng shui with the room. Put it to the north side.
Pickle farm? You mean pickle part of the continent?
Pickle content, yeah, sorry.
Dear God.
The entire southern border of fucking Breland is pickles right now.
Oh,
My
But
worst
it's actually
nightmare.
more of a threat if they came from the plane of pickles. It's worse than the plane of madness. Like,
Fried pickles about to be popular everywhere.
they're just out there fucking fighting for their lives.
We say our
Fucking,
farewells. I'm
is it
like,
King Borinel is out there in his fucking armor doing battle with the pickle lords.
the pickle lords. You know what is it? Trees can grow sentience and become little tree. I think they're tree pygmies or something like that. You got the pickle version of that. They're just doing whatever they need to do.
Pickles.
Yo, get them to fight Zoriat. Anyway, we're gonna say our goodbyes to Gandalf. I'll be like, see you later.
Yep. I will see one of you later, I guess.
Trust, we're of the same mind. And then I'll.
That does
Cloak
not make
away.
me feel better.
That's good. We had to make sure that was there before Crowley left.
Great.
Be safe, Uncle Gandalf.
Pickleborg. Oh no. Dear God.
Since it was able to be like bespoke craft, and you have the wealth of a king behind you, did you get any fun modifications for your Ersatz Sai before it was installed or during?
Nope.
Any
Satsai.
no fancy colors or designs?
Satsai, man.
Lost opportunity.
True Karn.
Truly
Practical. And a common
stupid.
person,
Oh.
for all intents and purposes. What was that, Brittany?
Nothing.
Just to ease Otto's little heart, in the back side of it, where no one can see, there's the emblem for the Shining Vanguard.
Sure.
Okay.
All right.
Unless anyone else has anything else to say. Artyom
Otto-
can be hand waved that the villa where you were staying here when you were guests of King Caius had a garden out, and it would be very easy, albeit very noticeable, that you could grow a big tree there. Okay,
I will do so.
very well.
Yeah,
you
maybe
now
like,
have a tree
There will be.
on
This
the
is a tree
16th.
that is to be. Make sure it is not dead by royal decree. It must be fucking healthy at all times.
Is it just like a massive tree, like in height as well, or is there just a girthy boy right there?
What I want to know is, what tree is it? Is it azalea? What are we looking at here?
That's a bush.
You can have azalea trees.
DM out here offering
Yeah.
to give us the chode tree.
That's not what I said.
Whoa!
That's basically
is-
what you said.
This is Karnath, so it's like this massive evergreen. We're gonna have busting Christmases.
Busting Christmases. Yeah.
All right. Very
So
well.
we're gonna come back into whenever we have to come back through this tree. We're gonna have to fucking duck down because it's gonna have a real.
Very well.
Plant the tree, awaken it, forever guarding.
Oh, it doesn't work like that. You cannot pass through awakened trees.
Just humor me. Just think. Beautiful. Grow a tree on that tree's back that is not awakened. There we go.
Unless anybody has anything else, the Shining Vanguard will take off from the city of Korth, leaving Gandalf behind.
Yeah, let's get a cannon salute, please.
We don't have those.
Mage is casting fireball. Same
a
thing.
on the
three
airship.
catapult salute.
Yeah, there we go. Aim it at Yidril's grave. I know it won't hit.
He
but
doesn't
do it.
have a grave. Who do you
Exactly.
think
We spit
buried
in his
him?
general direction.
Taking off from the city of Korth. Ian,
Yeah.
we have about 45 minutes left here. I will give you the option to roleplay Mop and Glop, if you will.
Yeah.
Hell yeah!
I'm not going to give you their stat blocks, but you have Mop and Glop at the moment. And if you,
You have-
Glop
he
has
says-
autonomy?
He says, "I'm not going to give you access to their spells, but they do go to 9th level."
Glop doesn't have spells. Oh god, I hope not.
What
Take
has Garrett's been teaching these kids?
taking off in the Stormbringer towards the holds. So I change our music a little bit. You guys land at the holds. Gorham makes it quickly down to Anvern Hold. where he meets with his father, his grandfather, who is not doing so well currently, is bedridden and is not he's not doing too hot. After speaking with his father, telling them both that Gidril has been fell, and that Melgorgum lie peacefully, he will return to all of you and say that his father needs his help here in Anvernhold. With his grandfather not doing well, the responsibility of the Anvern household is falling solely on his father's shoulders, and that's not right for him to be out. He promises that he will be there whenever it comes time to fight Zoriat with you. He will fight side by side with you, but for right now, he needs to be here. Before he would have left Korth, he would have had a quick conversation with you, Ganduin, which would surmount to, he doesn't think you need his help. He's here to provide it if you do, but you can take them, and he believes in you. But he's there if you need him. So, after making that decree to the Shining Vanguard that he's going to be staying here with his father for a while, he also reassures you that he will be attempting to secure the Baishik reserves that these dwarves do have, and argue on behalf of the Shining Vanguard, as he will be taking, as his father has already taken a seat on the Iron Council, which he did not have previously. He will be taking it now, and he will be his father's advisor on the Iron Council for Clan Anvern. So, along with that, your airship is recognized. After a while, or some of you are recognized, and you're handed a golden ring from a dwarven jeweler who recognizes you on the streets. I'll say, well, I only see 3 people right now, so I'm gonna hand it to one of you. Actually, Otto wasn't around, so I'm rolling between 2 people. There we go. We'll hand it to you, Artyom, recognizing your face. A jeweler will come up to you. Your friend, he ordered a ring from me, and it is sitting in my inventory. Traded a sword for it.
Okay, what friend?
Your friend pulls out paper. Ganduin.
Oh, okay, sure.
Wonderful.
Do I have to pay for it?
It is quite paid for.
Okay, cool. Thanks, I guess.
Very well. I don't want someone breaking in and stealing it, so, if you will.
Okay. You're just like, that's a weird thing to say.
Hands it to you and goes on about his day. If you would please just add in your inventory Ganduin's ring.
Ganduin's ring?
It's not an item, you would just have to write it in. Also, someone's got some beeping or something going on in the background.
No, it's me. I'm so sorry. I didn't realize I was unmuted.
Gasp.
Gasp indeed. Alright.
Okay. Unless there's anything else anybody has to do in the holds.
Looking for some diamonds, why not? I was trying to do this in the capital too, trying to find some diamonds worth 1,000 gold.
It's worth 1,000 gold.
And not anything that needs to be role played out, but Otto would have made a point to try and make a pilgrimage to his uncle's grave.
The killer's returned, we found him.
To his uncle's grave. Yes. Speaking about where Melgrim was buried down below. Yeah. It's a large church, several different reliefs of ancestors past of the Anvern household. There's a large stone dais in the middle of it that descends down hazy memories, like dreamlike memories coming to you of remembering this path down, and along with the emotional baggage that sort of comes with it. But you do come to like an alcove where you see several vases down there, as well as some trinkets that were left behind by the Shining Vanguard the last time you visited.
That is all.
Okay. Crowley, you will find 500 gold worth of diamonds that are available for purchase here.
Buy.
Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and buy those. It's not what I'm looking for, but sure, we need them.
Right.
They're coming out of Crowley's funds or the party funds?
Crowley's funds. And then he's writing down Yuri Ajanov and sending it to the Karnathi Bank for sale. Same signature done. I'm just kidding. Bought.
Okay. Anything else anybody would like to do here in Murholtz? Oh, I say in Corona's Peak specifically, or Anbrenhold? No.
No, I'm good.
Very well then. Shining Vanguard takes off once more, taking the airship to where?
Otto's busy parsing. Oh, go ahead.
I just said where to first.
Otto's busy parsing all of the materials still, I'm guessing. So
I'll send you that information after this because it is not a small amount of stuff.
Roger.
All right. I'm trying to remember. I'm pretty sure I already got the 500 gold used to make that draconic statuette before we got to the capital, if I'm not mistaken, right?
Yeah, because you tried to cast it last session.
All right. Session before last.
Session before last. That combat lasted a minute.
One or two. I mean, and actually, in time, not even a minute.
Not even a second.
Not even a second, yeah.
That's true. We're good. We're getting
We're
better.
very Dragon Ball Z.
How many spells did we use within that span of no time at all?
Oh, snap. Well, yeah, what if we go to we cast like a second level spell, like, oh, sorry, this 6 seconds still hasn't ended. You can't cast another level spell in this amount of time.
That'd be hilarious.
That would be so fucked.
Hey guys, D&D rules as written. It says 6 seconds have to pass. Okay.
Where y'all going?
We're heading to the north. Maybe.
Where's the
Do
north?
we want to?
Stormhome or where?
Yeah, Stormhome, right? Are we gonna make a pit stop along the way? We're gonna go see. I forgot the name of it. What was that place? Owl's Perch was on the other side when we were. No.
I need to check on Owl's Perch.
We still have some of their meat,
pickles?
but we already passed through there and then went back to the south there. So yeah, we're not going that way. Sorry, I was looking at the map while talking. We're good.
Owl's Perch is south of Stormhome by a bit in the river. So you guys are coming from Krona Peak, which is way to the east of that. So your path wouldn't likely take you over to Owl's Perch. You would need to divert and use time to do that.
Right.
I actually haven't ever looked. Where is Stormhome on this map?
To the north. It's an island to the north of Karnath.
Is it? Oh, it's okay. It's north of Karnath. I was like, is it in the Lazar Principalities? Oh, no, there it is.
Nope, that's what makes it so unique. It is in a frozen wasteland, but it itself is not a frozen wasteland.
It's so nice. It's a
correct.
tropical paradise.
Oh my. Maybe we should have just taken the airship from Korth there and just hot skipped and jumped over to Corona Peak and back. Looking at the map, that is quite a journey to make on an airship. That's a few day journey.
Well, somebody keeps lightning blasting the airship to make it go faster.
I mean, I guess I could lightning blast it a good bit.
That's up to y'all.
Would you guys prefer to do the time-saving method?
I have no preference.
I'd say time-saving method.
Yeah.
There we go. Let's go. Democracy in action.
There you go. So, tree striding or transport via plants, teleport via plants. That spell that you use to walk through plants to the holds, easily enough, all done in one day.
And we're back.
And you're back and heading north directly to Stormholm.
Correct.
Okay. You're taking your travel there. Otto, you finished parsing out this information. It's going to take you a while to sort of like organize it and get it ready for any sort of presenting, but you'll have it done shortly, aka give me some time. I got
Yeah,
you.
no. I totally get it. We're fine. I was just wanting to know, like, for his investment of time, when I could like start doing shit again. So.
Yeah, you're good. After that's done, these few days where everybody's been sort of getting settled in, you now have some time on the airship. A lot of you do. So if there's anything you would like to do, you probably have about 2 days or so of travel. 2 to 3 days of travel, depending on sort of the pace you're going, which I assume is as quickly as possible. So is there anything you'd like to accomplish over these 2 days? If not, we're going to pick up in Stormholm.
How many days is it?
About 2 days, 2 to 3 days of travel. We'll call it 2.5.
Otto will offer, see if anyone needs anything constructed. Gorham will now have access to his own house artisans and stuff, he assumes. So
he's still never... Sorry, I was just contemplating that Gorham was asking Milo to make him like a set of full plate like ages ago.
Well, we had finally gotten around to being able to work on it because we'd just rediscussed it before this past series of intense events. So technically it was at the top of the list. That not being the case at the moment, we have 2 days where either he can pump out potions or if anyone else has anything he wants to be putting progress towards, he can do that as well.
Word. I don't know. We could collectively, put all of our magical minds together to try and get some. I don't know. Can you assist other people whenever crafting items? Like Irish and Otto working together to do some crafty stuff?
Irish would be happy to aid you in projects if you're making something, yeah. What are you crafting? I mean, ultimately Otto just succeeds on it. It's not like, it's like we've done checks in the past, but if he's spending the money, I don't think there's really any failure in 5e for crafting magical items. It's just a time and resource sink. Yeah, he's not going to be able to craft anything in 2 days.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Well, I think I determined that I can do a regular, like, low-level healing potion in 1 day. So if I don't get a project requirement from someone, I'm just gonna start bulk batching potions until we get where we're going.
Gotcha.
Cool. Sounds good to me.
So you add two common healing potions to your inventory.
Noted.
And take the cost away from the bulk resources that you have.
Yep, I just deducted 10 for having to resummon my familiar.
Okay.
So
I need to do that and get some extra. So can we deduct 20? Let's just go ahead and deduct 30 from the group resources. I'll have a couple extra in the pocket. Good old Barrick the Bat.
Barrick Bat as a bat?
Barrick as a bat.
Okay. Barrick back as a bat. That was a mouthful, sorry.
Barrick.
Back as a back.
Barrick. All right.
Barrick hasn't been a bird for a long time.
It's true. He told me he likes being a bat better, so what am I gonna do?
Deception.
Gotcha.
All right.
Okay. Well, if no one has anything else to do, then to storm home you go. To a music change.
I'll just be hanging out with Bill, tending
Okay.
to my garden.
Mhm.
Oh yeah, you
And
know what?
a-
I was
a
told I'll
giant-
control the mop. The relevant question
Sure.
is fuck it. Does mop have 2 dads while our team's around?
That's right. He damn sure does. I imagine Mop probably has like 6 dads at this point, and a mom.
I'm giving you
Just-
creative freedom with Mop for now. Don't make me regret it, but you have it to do what you will
He
with.
stabs them in the neck.
So just for clarity for the party, whenever it comes to potions and stuff in general, because I figure this is going to be a semi-common activity, healing potions cost 25 gold of raw resources and 1 day of crafting. So, I don't know who wants the ones that were just crafted. If no one says anything, I'll just drop them into his inventory.
Good idea.
Okay. I still have a potion of healing. I'm good.
Nice.
Alrighty then. Sorry, we're at a bit of an awkward spot here. I'm trying to see if anybody else anything else that you want to do.
General hanging out with Bill, cause I know
Okay.
it's been a couple of days in the dark.
Right. Yeah. Bill thoroughly enjoys the hangout time for sure, and we'll talk to you about what's been going on and also why Ganwin isn't around.
Oh yeah,
If he's
definitely
dropping
get
out,
him.
and then you drop off Gorham, he's like, "So is this it? We're going back to the swamp now?"
No, Zoriat's going to come through. We still have to, save the world, and then we can go back to some swamps.
This is the plan. Go back to swamps.
We go back to swamps, we go back to plains, we go wherever we want in. I mean, Erish might not want to get in. I could probably make a pretty nice house in the swamp.
He sort of side eyes at Erish, like who's off taking care of Mop, stabbing or attempting to stab something on the other
Mop's
side of the
trying to
ship.
teach Glop to sneak
Oh, hell yeah.
as a partner in crime.
All right, you see Glop doing this pretty loudly then. And you don't roll a stealth check as Mop.
All right.
Just tell me what's on the dice.
3.
Oh, no.
Oh,
Mop's struggling today.
even
That's all right.
with an okay bonus, Mop's not doing a great job.
He's splitting his attention. He's trying to teach Glop while also sneaking himself. Cut him some slack.
It's probably because Mop is menacingly sneaking towards Nilbo, and Nilbo is just backing up away from Mop and Glop as they walk towards him slowly. All right, there, fit little fella. It's all right. I mean, you know harm me. No reason. Drop the butter knife, please. And slow zoom into Nilbo's ankles where there are little band-aids across his ankles.
Good grief.
Bill looks across the ship at this scene, though. Air is trying to wrangle up Mop. He will be okay in the swamp.
I mean, it'll just be the place that we live. I mean, he might not be okay in the swamp, but if he wants to go somewhere that's not the swamp, I can take him anywhere he wants to go in the world where there's trees.
Where will home be?
We can all talk about it together. Why not? What's wrong with a swamp as opposed to a city?
Nothing is wrong with the swamp.
I
Just
agree.
some people don't belong there. Don't look at me like that. You've said it 1,000 times in the past.
Yeah, but people,
Some people
belong
are not
together.
made for the swamp.
Some people are at home. It's just as much as the swamp can be home. We're on the boat in the sky. You're here, Erish is here, this is home. It could be in a cave or in a castle or in a swamp. You want to live in a swamp? We should go back to a swamp. If Erish hates a swamp, maybe we live in a place close to swamp.
Okay.
Or maybe, Gandalfin's a king. We can have 3 houses. We can go jump back and forth between this is our swamp house and this is our, I don't know where Erish's parents are. We can go over there and have a vacation house. And then go to, our palace abode. It's very nice. Why are you looking at me like that? You feel like I'm going to abandon you in the swamp by yourself again?
No.
What is the problem?
I think you'll want to be where he is. And I do not think where he will want to be will be the swamp.
I can be so many places in one day.
For how long?
As
You're
long as
already
good friends,
old as fuck.
as long as good friends want to hang out, I can be there that amount of time.
Okay.
What, you just want to sit in the swamp forever? I mean, you'll want to go on adventures still. Of course, I'm sure. We have to figure out a way to teach you to fight.
No. I am okay with not fighting at all, actually. My entire species made for running. I'm really good at that. Going to keep being good at that. My entire head, very aerodynamic. Hydrodynamic as well. Erish taught me that word.
It's a very good word.
Good at running, both in land and in water. But only running.
I could probably make a swamp in another place as also a compromise. Wouldn't be the same, but it might be closer to home.
We'll talk about it when it gets time.
Let's save the world first, I agree.
You save the world first. I'll drink ale first until you do that. And if you fail, I'll be drunk. If you succeed, we'll also be drunk.
That's right. I need someone to make sure to stay super drunk with me whenever we are saving the world and not dead.
I am good for this, not for fighting. You want someone to honk really loud? I also got you there. That's about it. That is the extent. Drink, honk. Hey, hang out with Mop.
Good. What do you want to do after we save the world? Go back to swamp? There's not a lot of drinks in the swamp.
Drink swamp water is pretty much the same. I don't know
Is
what I want to do.
alcohol?
You remember we drank
I
out
can
of the
drink-
puddle with all the frogs near it, and we started
Hey.
seeing a lot of things afterwards?
That was a very good time, but most of the time, sure, you drink enough ale and you drink enough swamp water, you'll puke both times, but you'll have a lot more fun with the ale, I assure you.
I don't know what I want after this. We'll see. Talk about it after. Hopefully after comes.
Nah.
Cut away from that conversation. If there's anything else that you'd like to do, if not, we're gonna go ahead and pick up and storm home.
Otto would probably have gone to speak with Artyom at some point, probably at the end of the first day, because we're getting there at the end of the second day or the start of the
Yeah,
third?
we'll say the end of the second day. Y'all are showing up around 9 time.
Yeah, like early evening. Otto will take a break from his work, pour 2 glasses of whatever he perceives to be the best alcohol on board, What that actually ends up being is entirely up to you. And with the 2 glasses in hand, is going to go look for Artyom.
Motor oil.
What? What do you have in your hand?
2 glasses of alcohol, not motor oil. I said whatever Otto perceives to be the best. Like, he doesn't know much about liquors or what's good and what's bad. So, like, this seems like the best one.
It's just tap water. Otter doesn't know anything.
Milo had
Intelligence
no
is one
clue
you can't
about
tell the
booze.
Yeah, I don't know where you will be early evening.
I'll be on the front of the boat in the garden, probably chilling, hanging out with Bill. Cause I just had a weekend away with Erish.
Hanging out with Bill. Otto just comes clanking up to you. Uncle Artyom, a beverage.
Where's the
thank-
third glass?
She's like, side eye. I only have 2 hands. I shall have to go and get yours.
Hey, wait, do you drink now, Otto?
Not exactly. However, I have found that I enjoy the ritual.
Oh. What are the
tiny
mugs
cup
made
is
out
not
of?
going to be enough for me anyways. Bill gets up and walks down to the bottom of the ship.
Just
He's just putting it up to his mouth.
well, like he was doing in Karnak,
Right.
wafting, enjoying the aroma.
Is it good booze?
As far as I can tell, yes.
No, I'm asking the DM.
Oh, yeah.
What's what? Huh? Sorry.
Is it good booze? Does he perceive well for alcoholic beverages?
Where did you grab this from, Otto? Or did you look for anything specific, or did you just grab the first thing you saw?
It would have gone to the liquor cabinet or whatever and been like, what here looks good?
Give me a just a perception check at disadvantage for what
That's fair.
looks good.
That's fair. Alright. We had to drop the 26 for a 19.
Yeah, it's okay. It's like some mid-shelf whiskey.
You just brought a cup of it?
Yes.
It's just straight
All right,
whiskey.
Start taking sips.
Get
Thank
a companionable nod and a gesture from Otto.
You just brought him. Okay, thank you. This is it's pretty good. Did you make this?
I did not.
Oh, okay.
I found it in the liquor cabinet. The bottle seemed intriguing.
Hmm.
I figured some mild celebration following the excitement of the city was to be partaken of.
I mean, if we're going to have a big celebration, we should probably do it with everyone. I mean, I know Gorum and Gandalf aren't here right now, but I mean, if you're going to drink, it's better to do it with as many people as possible.
That is true. I also wanted to ask you some things.
Sure, go ahead.
What was it like for you to be a part of that conflict?
What do you mean? The one when time stopped?
Indeed.
Well, I kind of feel like I got asked a favor from a god, essentially. I get put here, thousands of years in the future from a great being, and I felt like I might have seen one of them, so it kind of felt like just doing what you had to do, I guess. I don't really know how to say it. Everything mattered most that needed to happen, more than me or anyone else. It was scary.
It was indeed. I know a very great deal, the most of anyone on this ship. But as I have said before, I am reminded time and time again that I in fact know very little. And that is difficult to reconcile. Situations like that conflict were particularly... they highlight that divergence particularly.
Yeah, that was a very courageous thing you did to grab the king and do that. Is that what you mean?
Not just that, but including that, yes. That action itself was, I believe the colloquial term is a desperate gambit.
I mean, you know, if you have Milo's memories, you know that desperate gambit might as well be tattooed on our foreheads.
That is true. Takes a whiff of his whiskey.
I will take a drink of mine. I mean, that was a tough cookie to deal with, and the Daughters of Sorakel are, I mean, nightmare stories, or the things that you tell children to scare them into bed and hide under the covers. And we had to save our friend from one. So,
To be honest, I was more frightened of the possibility that I was making a wrong decision than I was of the daughter.
that you might have been mind controlled and doing the wrong thing?
That had not crossed my mind. It was that the decision I was making in that moment, with little time to contemplate, instinct, I believe, was going to lead to disaster instead of victory.
Yeah, well... Shit. I got derailed by the DM in chat.
It was you this time.
If y'all do it to me, I can do it to y'all.
Maidenless behavior.
Click the chat on
No, maiden.
You know, when you're in the heat of battle sometimes, it can be tough trying to realize if you're making the right choice or not. So, I think, you know, when I came out of that portal, I was, for a long while there, more of an animal than I was a Kalashtar or a human or whatever I thought I was at the time. So, I make a lot of hasty decisions without thinking things through, and I like to say that it's instinct, or wit, or cunning. Sometimes
I will say-
foolish, sometimes lucky. Lucky's probably the best one.
I was about to say that I do not feel accomplished after having achieved victory. I feel lucky.
It's a good way to feel. It's appropriate, I guess.
Inconsistent and frightening in its own right.
Ah. You know, when you have these kinds of things, drinking alcohol helps mellow out the situation that you're in, rather than sniffing it.
That sounds like an excellent feature.
Right, yeah, that's what I was getting at. Maybe we can figure out the way for you to get intoxicated.
Lowering brain function by 20%.
I mean, well, I don't get stupider when I when I drink alcohol. I just get more relaxed and crazy sometimes. Sometimes a little horny too. I just have
I
a
do
good
not
time.
understand that term.
Yeah, like sexually aroused.
Ah. An organic feature.
Yeah, well, I don't. Yeah, I'm not going to go through the processes of making sure you can do that, but maybe getting drunk, not horny.
Ultimately, it contributed to the advice I gave the false king.
What's it?
I believe it applies to myself as well.
What? That your name isn't who you are?
That sometimes it is important to take time to discover who one is.
Yeah, absolutely.
What I am is fairly clear. But the rest, I have been given no guidance.
Well, the Shining Vanguard, you're a part of it, will give you all the guidance you'll need.
I suppose a member of the Shining Vanguard is a good first step. Cheers.
I'll drink to that. If you're trying to, I guess, understand what it is to be a, or who you are, or as an individual, then it's not up for anyone to tell you who or what you are as an individual. It's for you to enjoy and make the right call. What feels best to you.
Perhaps that is why I am missing so many protocols.
Yeah, I mean, I don't really know what that means, but I would assume there are like gaps in your consciousness so that you can decide for yourself who and what you want to be. Put there on purpose by a man smarter than me.
Close enough. Otto will not walk away from you, but he will turn to watch the night sky while y'all talk.
For what it's worth, Otto, for not being anything of flesh and blood, I think you're a pretty good guy or girl or whatever you want to be.
Thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Does not roleplay. Otto is standing there quietly.
Night will continue. Dawn will come next day. Another day's worth of travel. You're getting to storm home tonight. You have another day if you'd like to do anything during this time.
I'm gonna go harass Koshik. Just start making noises appear in her room. The random spooky noise, faces appearing on the wall. You know, typical Crowley stuff. But all seriousness, I'm gonna knock on the door.
Gosh, it will not open. I'm just kidding. Come in.
Crowley opens the door and steps in. Good morning, Koshik.
Good morning, Crowley. How can I help you?
I procured 500 gold worth of diamonds in the last city we were in. And I was wondering how many diamonds you had.
Well, just a second, let me check. And I will rummage through the bag of holding and find that there's somebody at my front door.
Tell him to go away.
His name's Crowley. He's standing right there. You already know who it is.
He did hello.
I don't know if y'all heard my phone vibrating 5 times.
But is it the real Crowley,
The
or is
door
Crowley really
still enough.
eerie right now?
700 gold worth.
Excellent. I was hoping perhaps that you could try a spell for me. I don't know if you know of it right now.
What's that?
It is a spell. Crowley will reach down and pull out a small piece of parchment and pass it over to you. It is a rather high-level spell, I believe, called Resurrection.
Resurrection. My God, they're banging on my door. I am familiar with it, yes. Just 1 second, I'm so sorry.
No, I know that feeling.
James! They're banging on it.
Yell!
Not muted.
Okay, I'm back, sorry.
You did not mute. We heard James.
I'm so sorry.
Listen, it's the same problem over here.
Sorry.
Andrew.
I was just trying to get him to answer the door. I'm familiar with Resurrection, actually, yes.
Do you have that spell prepared?
I do.
Oh, excellent. Then I'm sure you're aware of the what is necessary to cast that spell.
I am, yes.
I can only give 500 diamonds right now, and you have 700. I'll gladly pay for the rest later, but I was hoping you might, or I might benefit from your specialities with that spell, and I could have you cast it.
Yes, of course. And who, may I ask?
Me.
What? What do you mean?
I want you to cast Resurrection on me.
I understand what you said, but I don't understand what you mean.
Are you okay this morning, Koshin?
Are you planning to... Wait, do I know some things about Crowley? Not remembering?
Yes, I have a
Jumps
terminal
up the
illness. Yeah, just I contracted a terminal illness from Yggdrasil, and it's the last day of my life. Weren't you paying attention last week when we talked about this?
No.
We were talking the whole session. Okay, it's okay. So, I'm going to need you to cast this spell on me. Preferably
Okay.
within my own quarters whenever you have time.
Absolutely, yeah. Did you want to do it right now?
That would be more than helpful, thank you.
Yeah. Just give me a couple minutes to get awake. Well, then, yeah, I'll be right there.
Excellent, I thank you.
Brittany, while you're doing that, I would like you
So
to
sorry.
read the spell Resurrection in its entirety while you take
Yes.
those few minutes to get ready.
Yes, okay. Read it to myself?
Correct. There are certain consequences within that spell that you should be aware of. I just want to make sure that you are. So, while she's reading that, and we put our camera pans away from this moment right now, is there anything else while she's preparing, Crowley's having this conversation, that anybody else is doing right now?
I am being taught how to cook pancakes while Kashik is busy with Crowley. We're gonna learn some things while we're on this trip, and Artyom's terrible at it. I rolled and I got a 3, so whatever bonuses.
You will get advantage on the roll.
Oh shit. It's 3.
Erish is attempting to teach you how to cook delicious meals, but I think, correct me if I'm wrong here, but I think Artyom's survival methods are a bit different than fine cooking in the kitchen. So the flame isn't big enough for you. It should be big like a campfire so you can cook it. So you keep the stove that's producing a flame is just massive for you right now.
Yeah.
And you gotta our camera pans over to just the charcoal briquettes that used to be batter on a plate. And behind this plate is just you and Eris staring at them.
So, what if you could make batter that was more flame resistant so that you could cook it quicker without it burning? Because I feel like the flame isn't the problem. It's you have to do it slower.
There is an easier way. Actually, you're onto something. We turn the heat down.
Right, no, but if you do that, it goes slow. We do it quick. You're okay. All right, you're making fun of me. Yeah, I know the instructions. I was just trying to make it better. That's all. Not that you're perfect. You do it amazingly. I was just sometimes when you have to experiment, and this was not a good experiment.
Good meals take some time. As does teaching you. Now, again. Okay.
Yeah.
You okay now, Brittany? I wanted to give you some time to handle what you needed to.
Yeah, I'm good.
Okay. All right. Did you read that spell? All right. So you're aware of its consequences. All right. with that being said, you guys are getting to Stormholm tonight. I just want to make sure all the dots are connected here. You guys are
So
arriving.
1,000 gold worth of diamonds.
Yes, the party itself will have 200 gold worth of diamonds left in its entirety.
Cannot even cast Revivify with that.
Right. One of the consequences. 2, you arrive in Stormholm tonight, you will not be able to cast spells at all.
Well, I tried to anyway
24 hours.
yesterday, but you fast forwarded to the next morning. But it's okay.
I don't act
Yeah,
like
no,
I
and I
didn't stop
spoke
and
up,
give
and you were
plenty
like,
of time for
"Ah!"
people to speak up.
No,
Like,
you
for
pushed right
the
at the
past
last
2
second,
hours.
DM. Again, how dare you?
So, if you cast it this morning, you will not be able to cast spells at Stormholm.
Just take a long rest right after.
Okay.
Okay. All right. Just want to make sure everybody is well aware about what's going on. Very well. We're going to pan our camera back in there then. Back onto Crowley and Kaushik.
Before we begin, DM, I want to know if, based on my research and the conversations I've had with the ancient texts, as it were, if I believe this might work on a willing soul, with my condition.
There is a line that I think you need to read in that spell, Crowley. Specifically, the second one. The second sentence in that spell. And more specifically, the first 5 words.
Right. Here's something.
That
Second line,
that's your
neutralization, that paragraph.
No. Second line or second sentence.
Oh, that's different. Yes, mine. That's different from what we've discussed because remember, hers is not the one that's being targeted.
Mm-hmm.
So
Okay.
it would work naturally because I'm the invader. If it reaches. Because the original is not me.
Mm-hmm.
We're trying to separate.
Yeah, no, I'm with you. I understand.
That's my take, and so that's what the whole question was really.
Mm-hmm. I think with all the research Crowley has done, this is going to be much like something that Otto's had to do in the past, in the sense that it's going to take a leap. And by mechanically, I mean it's going to come down to a dice roll.
Always does.
Always does. So,
Oh, we did say Crowley was desperate. That's why he's willing to give up 1,000 worth of diamonds.
To quote one of the greats, you can certainly try. It's up to you.
Do it or not,
Abraham
there is no
Lincoln.
try.
What'd you say, Brittany?
I said Abraham Lincoln.
Do I think possibly? I don't know if Otto's I would benefit from Otto also being on hand, but I don't think so. The way I've prepared this, it's a lot different from Milo's research. But
Yeah.
when Kaushik does come in, I will show her removing the veil, all the drawings and arcane, just smatterings of papers all around the room, looking like a crazed, drawings at every angle.
Mm-hmm.
Like the Charlie Day meme.
I'm wrestling with a part of this spell right now. In the sense that, yes, your soul is free and willing. But it's also Kaushik needs to touch a creature that has been dead for no more than a century.
Has it come and gone a century yet? This
No.
is a little rough.
I'm not. It's not a matter of time.
Well,
It's a
that's
matter
why-
of her
Okay.
needing to.
That's the second portion of my plan, DM. Because if you recall, the mask is bound to me, not her. So that would be a portion of myself if you're willing to make the leap once again, because you said leaps, and we're taking leaps here. Because we rolled specifically to make sure it was bound to a certain soul and not like the other.
Yep.
Matt, can I ask you a question? You can just wiggle your eyebrows if I'm on the right track.
What's up?
You keep saying her, and I thought you were referring to me, but I think I know who you're referring to now. Ah.
I'm gonna say this. I don't think Crowley cares, but I will say the consequences of that are there. Crowley would know that he would be. Crowley would know that he is basically resurrecting himself, and that would be a part of him. There wouldn't be any mask anymore. It would just be him.
I was hoping it would pull with me as it is bound to me.
That's kind of what I'm saying, is that there wouldn't be two separate entities anymore for Crowley and the mask specifically. We're getting into confusing.
Yes.
Sorry for the stream,
yes.
but Crowley and I have had several off-camera talks about this.
Are you saying that we would basically like what I am now? Hey, Crowley's okay with it. Surprised.
Okay. Yeah. I did. Like I said, I didn't think Crowley would care, but
Fusion, huh?
okay.
Your face will forever be a piece of plastic.
I hope it's like,
I hope it's not made of plastic.
I hope it's a scary piece of plastic. But no, when Kolchak comes in, if that's all we want to discuss, DM, or if there's anything else.
We'll talk about mechanics when it's cast.
All right. Kolchak, when you come in, Crowley's going to lay down in the bed. He has a chair next to it for you, and he's going to sit down, and he's going to look you in the eye. I'm asking you to cast this spell because I have a particular malady that has infested my daughter, and I think it appropriate that you be the one to help me here, Kolchak.
All right.
The nature of this disease is quite strong, and it's very hard for me to say this. It has its origins within the day of mourning. You see, as I said before, my family and everyone I knew was dead except for my daughter. Except for myself, of course. But then again, I was not as much of myself as I believed myself to be. And Crowley's going to pull down the hood and pull away the trappings of the interior of the mask and, just wave a hand as his mask kind of filters and glimmers off. And you will see a familiar face from long ago. It is the face, though very different, of the young girl that went to the ball in Sharn with you. Her face is hollowed, her eyes are sunken and almost no longer green, but almost a yellowish pale. And she looks so malnourished before you. And in Crowley's voice, he'll say, "My soul was bonded to my daughters, and I have not been able to free her for over 20 years. And I want you to break me free. Save my daughter."
And that's where we're going to end a night's session.
Yo!
All right. Thank you guys for joining us. Thank you guys for playing. I hope you enjoyed it. I know I did. We're going to pick back up next session with this. And there's a lot going on. So next Saturday, we will be hosting a one-shot. We won't be rolling across Eberron specifically, but we will be doing a one-shot. So make sure you tune in there. We're going to have a lot of great folks there. On Wednesdays, we do Blood and Silver, ran by our wonderful Otto/Cody. So go check that out. It's on Wednesdays at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. All of the episodes, including all of these, are going to be up on YouTube. So make sure you check out YouTube, subscribe to that. If I could talk, that'd be wonderful. So subscribe to YouTube, follow here if you haven't yet. If you have it in your hearts, make sure you subscribe here as well. That helps us out and all that good stuff. Thanks so much for that. In chat, guys, if you would also please do consider donating to Extra Life. We're raising money with them for the Children's Healthcare of Atlanta. Did I miss anything? Yeah, I missed something. I'm missing our raid button that I spoke all that time and didn't get our raid ready.
Let's go.
So,
Raid on them.
we're
Follow us
gonna.
on Facebook.
We're not on
Also
Facebook,
Facebook?
but you can
Twitter.
follow us on
Facebook.
Twitch, Twitter, and TikTok. All of the T's,
LinkedIn.
and YouTube
LinkedIn.
as well.
Farmers
We're-
only.
Don't listen
What's
to these
that?
folks; they are leading you astray. However, thank you guys so much for joining us. We appreciate it. Much love. Have a good night. Bye.
Grinder and Crowley.
TikTok.
We are on
Someone
TikTok.
besides